What is up, everybody, and welcome to another one here in My Cowboys Family, MCF After Dark crew. All you guys have been, sitting around and saying, "Hey, a lot of cowboy news out there. When's MCF going live?" Well, here we are. We're going to discuss a couple of the major things that went down. The trade of Micah Parsons. Last time we left it here, we were talking about this possibly happening. It happened. I'm going to give you my views on this. I want to hear your thoughts on this as well. Also, of course, some extensions that are not including Micah Parsons. Number 26, Deron Bland. And, of course, with the Micah Parsons deal, we get someone named Kenny Clark. We'll talk about him as well. And the Eagle game. You see at the bottom left. I mean, all this stuff going on, and we got to talk about what's in the bottom left of the screen, which is the first game in literally less than 2 days for our Dallas Cowboys in our 2025 football season. No matter what, you know how we do this. Always rep that star over everything here at My Cowboys Family and another Cowboys chat. Now, again, this is one of those late night ones. The wife not going to be up for, but she'll be here with us in spirit. And she's actually already made the video on her opinions on what happened to the Micah Parsons deal. If you missed that, go back and watch it. It's up there. I think we did it about, what, a week ago or so? A couple days ago, about 4 or 5 days ago, when it went down. We went with it right away. The wife gave her opinion, and now it's time for mine. But we'll get to me in a minute. First, let's get to you guys. And again, we have finished the month of August. That's another quarter done. And now we're starting a new month, which is, I don't know if we're going to do monthly or quarterly, but with football season around the corner here now, right here, a couple days away, I think we might be a monthly leaderboard. We'll see what happens. But right now, let me give the big shout out to the man, John Luna, who is the one who took back the top spot. It was Mark Hovsepian taking back the top spot after a couple of months of John Luna domination. And then for a whole quarter, it was the man, Mark Hovsepian, all the way from Hawaii, repping that star. But this last quarter, it's back into John Luna's hands. Big shout outs to the man, John Luna, who is our top sponsor here of the quarter of My Cowboys Family. And will he be in first place right now? He just let's talk about the drops. I actually haven't updated the board yet. But before I even do that, big shout outs to John Luna, not just on the sponsor of the week, but also shout outs to John Luna, who's our current leader on the board there when it comes to the overall leaderboard. Well, the overall leaderboard, we'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, John Luna, he's got 55 points on the Stream Boss. So shout out to John Luna. He's got that locked up currently, a little over half, a little in the orange right there on that bar. And if you look above that, you see, all the level people we're going to shout out. But we also got to shout out John Luna, the first time. He's won the top sponsor of the month, sponsor of the quarter. He's won the top sponsor multiple times. First time that he's won the membership gifting crown. Shout outs to Mr. John Luna. Gifted 5 memberships last quarter. And, one of the other ways of getting a nightly shout out here whenever we go live when you're on that side of things. So big, huge thanks to Mr. John Luna. 3 out of the 4 boards to represent. And as you can tell right there on the left side from Detroit, Motor City Maniac. Shout out to him. He is the Cash App King. So he's representing it for at least a month up there. We'll see what happens as we get into the season and see if anybody takes over. But we have currently no leader on the Cash App. As you can see, there's different ways of dropping the love here. You can do the super chats, which we just saw John Luna dropping it. So big shouts to him. John Luna said, as he kicks it off, because there is a little bit of something to play for still when it comes to the last quarter. It is the last chance to get into this raffle. And right now we have 1 bullseye out of 20 hit. If we hit all 20 bullseyes, everybody whose name is on that, whether John Luna is him or he gave it to other people, we have 20 people that have different names that hit that. Everybody in that list gets thrown into the raffle, which then we do a raffle, pick out 4 names, and they get into the major quarterly raffle for the jersey. So, again, big shout-outs to John Luna, who dropped the first 5 on it. He said, okay, so let me get this started. Going to do what I can do to help reach the goal tonight. So he's always doing his best, and big shout-outs to the man, John Luna, who 55 points in the Stream Boss, and currently he's got 5 on it here in the Cash App, and also 1 hit on the bullseye, 1 out of 20. So we'll see if we get to 20 by the end of this stream. It's going to be an hour and a half stream, so let's lock and load, guys. It's going to be an interesting stream tonight. I also want to say there is no current leader on the Cash App side. But like I said, there's super chats. There's the thanks button. You can drop it that way. I think even Citizen Z did it that way once. I know Godless did it that way. I know there's also Skeptical Fans done it that way. We also have, when you're in the membership, if you join the membership, like you see the man, Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. He went from Navy Blue. He upgraded to star level status. And that's major because that raffle is right around the corner. Literally, game night. We're going to do this raffle. And if you are in the star level or over everything level, you get some bonus raffle entries to try to win a jersey. Literally. Drop a hat. So we'll see what happens, but big shout outs there to Skeptical Fan, who's upgraded from Navy Blue to that star level membership. And I think those are the two drops so far pre-streaming it. I also want to shout out those that are in the memberships for the beginning of the month, like from last month actually. John Syme, Roy Strasner back in it. Thank you guys. You know, we had a little break here. Who else was in there? Justin Quarles, much love. But this month, starting a new month, we had A. Lavelle, our all-time leader in the silver level of all levels. Shout outs to him. We have, of course, the wife is in it. Darren Posey and Skeptical Fan. Oh, shit. So Darren Posey, Skeptical Fan, MCW, and Aaron A. Lavelle, all in the membership in there. And then Mark Hovsepian comes in, our former quarter champion right there. Mark Hovsepian dropping that 5 on it. Going to discuss what he's thinking here in a moment. Let me make sure I mark him down and get his input here. And we have a new board, so now we get to, you know, I got to include both John Luna, the current champion, and Mark Hovsepian, the previous champion, on the board here, up above us. So shout outs to you guys, and I'm sorry it's taking a little longer because, yes, these late night streams going to be a solo thing for me. Wife is not going to be able to do some of these, but game night, she will be here live with us for the reaction. Shout outs to Mark. He said, trading Micah does not bug me. We got so little, though. At least another pick. I'm sick of these players like number 11, Dak, and say it's not the money when it's 100% is. And I agree, you know, Mark, I agree it's the money, but it's not just the money. It's the money for Jerry Jones, you know. He says it's not about the money, it's about winning. But the man constantly lies. It's only about the money when it comes to Jerry Jones or the brand of the Cowboys to make the money. He says it's about winning, right, Jerry Jones, and we know he lies. All these players play their entire life for the love of the game, to win. Dak, Micah. And then the business gets in the way. You gotta have the business as part of the game now that we didn't have 20 years ago, 30 years ago. When I remember football, the way you guys remember it, the way Mark remembers it, there was not this bullshit. You played for the love, for the Super Bowls. You earned your money that way when you win a Super Bowl. But that's not the way it is now. Jerry Jones actually changed it. If you watch that Netflix special, Jerry Jones changed the marketing strategies of the NFL and for teams. And that's not just for teams, but also, or the owners or the rich, but also the players. That's why they got their hands in the deals from the television deals. They got their hands involved in that and the percentages on the cap. So all these things, listen, if the owners make it a business, the players got to make it a business too. I can't get mad at Dak and Micah going for theirs because you know what? Jerry Jones trying to screw them both. So, and Jerry Jones ain't giving us no discounts on $20 sodas or parking for $100 a day. We got to get parked there for $120. He's not giving us a cut on that. He's not giving us a break. He's not giving us a discount. Fuck Jerry Jones. I can't blame the players for acting like Jerry Jones. That's the way I feel, Mark. Shout outs to Mr. Mark Hovsepian and everybody else in the chat. I'll shout everybody out in a minute, but I just wanted to say the ways on the YouTube side, like I said, super chat, thanks button, and membership, and you know if you join the membership, once you're in the membership, you can gift memberships. So that's always a way of getting on the board here, getting recognition here on our night. We used to be nightly live streams. Now it's more like twice a week live streams, and definitely game day reaction live streams. That's gonna be our 9th season doing this thing. Little J right there, she's in college. This was like 10 years ago, this picture. It's crazy. So there's other ways of dropping the love. You see Motor representing it in the Cash App King as the Cash App King, and he is the champion. But we have no leader right now on that side. 4 ways to help the channel on the After Dark style of things. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. There's 2 different PayPal versions, and then the message on screen through Streamlabs. There's a lot of different ways of dropping the love there. There's also shout out to the silver level, Justin Quarles, the Q Man, A. Lavelle, and Top Dog, Bay Bullies, Dwayne Broussard. But also shouting out the 3 people. Now we have 3 in the star level membership, and it's important to note because, got to talk about it here. Star level members, Aussie, John Luna, And now, officially, Skeptical Fan, each of these guys are getting one bonus raffle entry into our quarterly raffle, which is very few people in this one. So we have 3 people in the star, got a raffle entry. We got also the sponsor of the quarter, Marco Sepian, with an entry. That's 4 entries right there. We have no over everything people in the membership side. If we do, if you're in that, you get 2 bonus entries in there. Currently, we don't have any, so that's 4 names. That's a 1 out of 4 chance. But for the last 3 months or so, John Luna and Marco Sepian and many others here have helped hit the goal multiple times. And I have all the names. I'm going to put them in a big pile and pick out 4 different names. And those 4 names will be added to the 4 names I just mentioned currently. Listen, tonight's the last chance to get into the over everything or star level if you want to get in this raffle. But if we hit the goal tonight, and right now we have 2 bullseyes, one for John Luna and one for Marco Sepian, their names get thrown into the raffle. And then we pick 4 names out of that to put into the quarterly raffle with the other 4 names. Like I said, the 3-star level members and Marco Sepian, and 4 more names that we picked from all of the bullseyes being hit. Now, if they didn't get hit one time, then there's no bulls. Then you know those names don't count. Marco Sepian, he's helping the cause, and he dropped another 5 on it, which also puts him right there, puts the whole crew here at 3 out of 20 hits on the bullseye, on the goal for the night. They try to get in some extra names, some extra chances to win a raffle entry to win one of these jerseys. And again, this is football here. Old school Cowboys, new school, all different styles, all different names, all new guys, old guys, whatever. But you could pick any football team and almost any player. You could pick any sport and pretty much any player. Even college, even freaking hockey, baseball, basketball, soccer, I don't know, a lot of sports, NBA, whatever, guys, there's a lot to choose from. So, we try to make sure that the winner gets the most they can from this if they end up pulling out the victory for the jersey. Anyways, let's get down to Cowboy talk here in a minute. I just do want to finish the introduction. It hasn't been, we haven't been live that often this entire offseason. But from now on, it should be at least twice a week. Like one of these kind of streams, and then the live stream on camera, game day reaction, game night reaction, this one around. Anyways, guys, this raffle right here, last chance to get in, is tonight. Last chance to hit that, last chance to hit the bullseyes tonight to also get a chance to get pulled for be one of these people in this raffle, which we're going to try to do on Thursday night, kicking off the season against the fucking Eagles. So good luck to those that are in this. Congrats right now to Skeptical Fan, Marco Sepian, Aussie, and John Luna, who automatically are in it. And we'll see what other names, if someone joins the star level, they're in it. Someone joins the over everything, they get 2 entries. And if we hit the bullseye tonight, we got a whole 20 names to throw into the mix. I probably have about 80 names total. We're going to pull 4 out of that. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Guys, welcome back to another football season here, 2025, baby. You know the deal. So let me look at what's going on here. If Marco Sepian with his $5 holler, which, by the way, puts John Luna to 45 points in the stream boss. He said, quote, "I'd have more respect if these guys say right out they want X dollars. That's 100% fine." He was offered number one. What was it? He was offered number 1 money. Jesus, what more do you want? Yes, JJ's a dick. No, and listen, I'm going to talk about Micah here in a moment, Mark. So we can get into this here and definitely get into this because there's, in my mind, there's kind of this was not a surprise. Some people will be like, "What, MCF?" This was not a surprise to me. Now maybe to others, it might have been, but to me, it was just obvious that the Cowboys were going to kind of find a way out of this Micah Parsons deal. And again, I'll give you guys more of what I think about this. I think I kind of mentioned this the other day. Let me just be real about it. Oh, there we go. I want to make sure I got everyone's name right here. But I said this the other day, and I kind of implied that, this was something that I can see the Cowboys kind of screwing up if we keep playing with fire and doing this the Jerry Jones way. Now, some people might like the way that it went down, that we got rid of Micah Parsons, and he's not here with the Cowboys because he was maybe doing podcasts, or he wasn't getting sacks in the playoffs, or wasn't finishing in games, even though it was quadruple teamed, and everybody was out to like, we overused him, and whatever it is, all right? It doesn't, excuses don't matter. He's not here anymore. He's gone. Fuck him. He's a Patriot. I mean, he's a Green Bay Packer, and we're going to have to deal with it. Now, anybody knows how to deal with him? It's the Dallas Cowboys, because we know his weaknesses. We know all that stuff. So, yeah, for me, it's not the end. People are thinking it's the end of the world. They're crying about Micah Parsons. It sucks that we got a couple jerseys. Got to burn those jerseys. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it is what it is. It is the situation, unfortunately. But the faster we get to reality, guys, the faster it's going to be that everybody kind of gets to the sense of, okay, look, we don't have Micah. Move on from Micah, and let's see what we have. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, guys. Really, I'm not even that mad. I could have made a poll question about Micah. I could have talked. I'm not really that crazy mad about the Micah Parsons situation. Now, do I like it? No. Do I like the way this was handled? Fuck no. I'm going to get to this in a minute. Shout outs to everybody who's in the house. Everyone. John Luna, Motor City Maniac, Godless, Meatball Ron, MP60, Starter, Texas Twister, Dave Brown in town. What's up, bro? True Cowboy, Spoony Dog, Whisper, C in the place to be. Hell yeah, man. Hey, missed a lot in the After Dark sessions. We had a little After Dark fun last night. Doubt I'm going to do that tonight, though. Bama fan in the house. Let's go, Cowboys. I'm sorry about you, Bama. People in the FSU kicked their ass this week. And we got Marco Seppian, Scorpio, GM, Matt Batten. Hey, how you doing, bro? I hope I got everybody. I hope I shot everybody out. There's bad intentions. Oh, no. Kenny Clark is no Micah Parsons. He's a different position. There's a whole different job. We'll talk about that as well in a minute. Shout outs to the people here that make all. I see you, Scorpio, with his tricky little thumbnail there. It's a cat with two pillows. Don't think that it's the other thing, guys. So, again, let's get it rolling here, and I'm going to get right to it. First and foremost, let's get to sad news. Former Cowboy, great legend, Super Bowl champ, Leroy Jordan. All right, guys. Leroy Jordan, you know, linebacker in the old days, the 70s, and then we had Hollywood Henderson shortly after him. But Leroy Jordan was right before him, and unfortunately, he did pass away at the age of 84 years old a couple days ago. The Cowboys sent, Jerry Jones and Cowboy organization put out a statement saying it is with a very heavy heart. We share the passing. Oh. Calvin Richard, another one of our ballers in here, dropping that 5 on it and getting us just another step closer to the bullseye, to the goal. Calvin Richard dropping that 5 on it. That means we have John Luna, Mr. John Luna, dropping 40 points. 40 points in danger zone. It's the danger zone. All right, and then he's in the red zone there. We got Calvin Richard in the house, and he said, let me see what he said here. Let me get to this here. Hold on, guys. Oh, it's not coming up on my side. Calvin said, Micah is just one guy with a lot of growing up to do. Goodbye and good riddance. Wow. Interesting there. You know, I'm gonna there's a lot of different perspectives on this. I know I can't wait to hear everyone's thoughts. Thank you, Calvin. Appreciate you. And let me add Calvin to the list here of names. But it's a combination of things, man. To me, it is a combination of things. It's not just, grow up, take the money, shut up and play. It's not like that anymore. I was saying it earlier. It's a business. And everybody here on the owner side, on the agent side, on the player side, it's a freaking business. So it's not 1983 anymore when I remember it being about the love of the game and winning Super Bowls first for you win money. It's not like that anymore. But it's also now about podcasts and other bullshit, which is a fucking annoying. So, there's a lot of ups and downs and goods. My wife's just pissed. She's like, this. She was really mad about Micah. I wasn't as mad. But we're going to get into this. Calvin, some things I agree, some things I disagree. Same thing with Marco Seppian. So you guys make some great points. I'm going to make a couple here. Rolando Rodriguez in the house, brother. How you doing? Cheers. The season is here. Let's get on this thing. Hey, 420. 4 bullseyes hit out of 20. We got an hour and 13 minutes to hit them. We'll see if we get there. We're behind the 8 ball right now. But we haven't even started the show, so let's get it going. Like I said, guys, Leroy Jordan unfortunately passed away at the age of 84. Cowboys, Jerry Jones, and organization sent out basically a quick little write-up that said, heavy heart, sharing the passing of Leroy Jordan, inspirational leader of the Cowboys' first championship teams. Jordan was at the core of the Dallas Cowboys' doomsday defense of the 70s, anchoring the middle linebacker spot for 14 years. As a 5-time Pro Bowl selection, 2-time All-Pro choice, he was the first Dallas Cowboy inducted into the Ring of Honor by Jerry Jones in 1989. So again, guys, just work ethic, fearless, instincts. Legacy, Jerry Jones, the Cowboys say, legacy lives on as a model of dedication, integrity, and toughness. Leroy's impact on the game, on those who knew him, will live on forever. Our hearts go out to Leroy's family, friends, and loved ones. So yes, we definitely also sharing those condolences there. Unfortunately, Leroy Jordan passing away. I know he had some health issues already, but he was the first inducted Ring of Honor member by Jerry Jones in 1989. Calvin Richards said, I saw your wife's video. She was bummed. Yeah, she was not happy about it. And I was busy at the time. I could not get to the. I was gonna do one, but I'm like, rather than me rushing and doing something crappy, why don't I just let her give her opinions on this? Because she won't be able to do it like I will at night, like in these kind of situations. So I'm gonna give you mine here in a minute. I just wanted to talk about the passing of Leroy Jordan. But Calvin Richard, much love to you. And by the way, it did not hit the bullseye, so it's still 4 out of 20. But John Luna, 38 points on the stream, boss. It's mighty red in there. It's mighty red. Now let's get to what we all wanted to really talk about here, right? And that's going to be the clown show led by Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. But let me just say this: the Cowboys, Schottenheimer, Shoddy. We might be doing some shotties during the game. If you guys drop it, we might do a shoddy. Schottenheimer has named 6 captains, and it's not like the way Mike McCarthy did it, or other guys have done it. I think Mike McCarthy did it one year. He switched around the captains every week. Then one year, Mike McCarthy just kept the captains the same the whole year. I think that was last year or so. Schottenheimer is going to keep the captains the same all year, all season long. And the Cowboys, you could name 4, 5, 6 captains. I think 7 would be like you have to ask permission from the NFL. The Cowboys maxed out the captains on their team. Dak Prescott on offense at quarterback. Wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. No surprises on those 2 guys. On defense, 2 defensive captains. Defensive tackle Osa Odigizua, which is, again, no Micah. So you got Osa, but Osa getting $20 million a year, and that's why he's a captain. Of course, he's busting ass out there, and he's one of the leaders. So, good that he's grown into that position. You have also Donovan Wilson, who some people said he wasn't going to make the team possibly this year. Not because he's bad, because he might have cost him much. He's not that good. Well, guess what? Donovan Wilson is one of our 6 captains for this 2025 season. Of course, he's more on defense. C.J. Goodwin, who actually played on offense as a receiver in training camp, is a cornerback, listed as a cornerback on defense or safety. He's basically a special teams ace. He's just a special teams player. He can run, throw, catch, tackle. So he does it all. He's one of the special teams captains. And of course, the other special teams captain, no surprise there, Brandon Aubrey, our great kicker. So just to show you guys, the reason I brought up these captains, these 6 captains, 2 in offense, 2 in defense, 2 in special teams, the reason I brought it up is because there's one guy who was going to probably be a captain, but captain no more. And that guy is pretty simple. Who's the superstar we just lost, guys? Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is you can say the one of the 6 captains that was taken off that list. A guy who's not going to be a captain for us this year, Micah Parsons. Calvin Richard, though, he's captaining this screen right now with a $2 holler. And he said, if we win tomorrow, Micah who? If we win against, and again, technically it is tomorrow, if we do beat the Eagles, and to me, I'm looking at it more as a measuring stick, as a gauge, then we're going to beat the Eagles. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. But if we beat the Eagles, that's a great gauge, isn't it? That's a great gauge. Much love there to Mr. Calvin Richard, and much love to Mr. John Luna, who hit the bullseye right there. Bang, bang. Just like that. He said, Packers are not into the entertainment nearly as much as the Cowboys, but are in the business of putting together a great product on the field. And you know the key thing there, John Luna? The football field. Because the Packers, they're known for blizzards, for cheese, for cold, snow, shitty weather, a lot of Canadian accents. No offense to the Canadian buddies out here. And football. and Vince Lombardi and the Green Bay Packers. So yeah, you know what? They do know about wanting to win and wanting to, keep a tradition going. Jerry Jones wants the tradition of selling product, selling the stars, selling the jersey, selling the games, selling the seats, selling the fucking road trips, the fucking home games, selling soda, selling hot dogs, selling what the fuck ever, just so, selling tours. We went to the tour to see the fucking stadium. I'm just saying that's what Jerry Jones cares about the most. Listen, he's always said it. I want to stay competitive. That's all that matters. We can win, we can lose, we can win a Super Bowl, we can not make the playoffs. Just stay competitive through most of the season. You bring in the money that Jerry Jones needs to be $10.5 billion organization and the most expensive the highest worth organization in the history of sports currently right now. So yeah, John Luna, I agree. They're more worried about winning and about football than the Cowboys with Jerry Jones at the helm. Not the fans, but Jerry Jones at the helm. You know what I mean? So shout outs there. That's 5. We're a fourth of the way to hitting that bullseye. Shout out to the man, John Luna. In the house. Hell yeah. So thank you there, sir. Let me see. Was there any other thing? Oh, Meatball Ron gets that one. All right, I got you, man. I got you. I think the first one I got for you, right? So we got Meatball Ron getting on the board there with a spot. I know we got Calvin Richard. So I think that's everything. We got John Luna, Marco Seppian twice, Meatball Ron, Calvin Richard. Currently, those are the 5 names out of the 20. If we hit it, I'm sorry. I know John Luna was there, and we ended our stream last time. We were almost getting the bullseye. We almost hit the goal, but the thing was, it kind of slowed down, and then we lost connection completely. So we never hit the goal. We never were going to hit it anyways, but we never hit the goal in the last game. So nobody got into that one. We'll see if we get everybody into this one that you're giving the names for. But let me start off by going dun 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 dun. What the fuck am I talking about, right? It's a clown show, Jerry Jones clown show, baby. You know what's going down. And in the middle of this is Micah Parsons. Now listen, this is not breaking news. We all know what happened. Let me quickly go over everything what I got, what I took out of this, and I'll tell you my opinion, my rant, and what I think about with this whole situation, basically, good, bad, and ugly. So, Cowboys, after some up and down negotiations and back and forth, Cowboys received defensive tackle Kenny Clark, right there, number 95, now number 95 for us. We received nose tackle, defensive nose tackle, 1 tech, 0 tech, 1 tech, 2 tech, interior beast, Kenny Clark. 29, gonna turn 30 in October. But he's a run-stopping animal, and even though he's a little older, he still is a pass rushing professional here. This guy can do it. So, again, he's not Micah. He can't rush the quarterback like Micah, but he's a big space eater that will not be moved. He's actually one of the few good nose tackles, defensive tackles in the NFL that plays in the middle there to slow down and or stop the run and let the linebackers play clean. Something we've been saying in Dallas. We needed it for a long time. This guy is one of the guys I was hoping the Cowboys would sign, but for $20 million, the Cowboys ain't signing on defensive tackles that play nose tackle. They'll sign Osa, who's a 3-down guy, and he's a little quicker. They don't want to sign the big fat guys that are 330 and, can't be moved. The Cowboys did not put in money, but they made a trade for a guy. I'll go into this. So we got Kenny Clark. That's who we get. And we also got 2 first-round draft picks from the Green Bay Packers. That's it. Not a second-round pick or a conditional third-round pick. 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. That's what we get. And what do we give up? We give up the one and only Micah Parsons, if not the best player in the NFL, definitely probably the best defensive player in the NFL, if not one of the best. Top 5 guys in the NFL on defense without question. And for the Cowboys, our best player, let's be honest. So, okay, let's look at the numbers. So now we know the basic. We gave up Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers, and we received Kenny Clark from the Packers and 2 first-round picks. Okay? To me, it almost feels a little bit like, I don't want to say those words, of Herschel Walker, but it feels a little Herschel Walker-ish, almost like Jerry Jones after his little show came out there on Netflix. It's like he wants to say, hey, listen, I'm going to pull my job. Jimmy Johnson was our GM, and he made that Herschel Walker trade kind of go through, and he gave the final okay on that because he was the GM. Well, guess what, guys? I'm the GM, and I'm making my Herschel Walker move. And I believe Jerry Jones thinks that this Micah Parsons deal is the Herschel Walker move that Jimmy Johnson pulled off in the early 90s, and I disagree. I do not think it is. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So, let me put it this way. What did Micah Parsons end up getting, money-wise? All right? Well, he became the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. This was the probability. Remember, guys, T.J. Watt got $40 million. I think it was $40 million, right, per year? If I'm not mistaken, Jerry Jones was bragging a day before the Micah was traded that he conjured up a $40.5 million deal for Micah Parsons. Which is, if that's true or not, that means at least Jerry Jones went a little bit over and beyond the TJ Watt number to make him the highest paid guy at that at the pass rushing position. So that's what we'll go back to Mark Hovsepian's comment and about the guy, just the fact that you're putting out that much money on one guy that's going to give you maybe not the ultimate amount, and then again he's asking for all this money. Is he greedy? Is he being greedy, or is he getting what he deserves, what he earned? And here's the deal: Micah Parsons, I believe he is worth the best, highest paid non-quarterback money. I believe that, but I don't think he's worth what the Green Bay Packers just gave him. So. Yeah, I know, Motor. Cowboys gave up a Hall of Famer. You can say that. But the Cowboys did not want to pay a guy who is a Hall of Famer, and we've seen him play for 4 years. We know his weaknesses. He's getting a 4-year deal worth $188 million, $136 million of that guaranteed. That averages to $47 million per year. This is not 40.5 or 41 million. This is 47 million. It shatters the last record there by, it was Max Crosby and it was Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. And now Micah has just shattered that number. The Cowboys knew they were not going to pay more than $40.5 million. That was it. And if that was the case, they were going to go get some draft picks and go get, a guy who's going to help them now. Now, I do want to say this. For $47 million, guys, for $47 million, this deal is never going to happen with the Dallas Cowboys. And if I had known this was the deal, if I had known that the Jerry Jones offered 40.5, I would have said, okay, I can believe that. But barely. 47? There's no way. Guys, there was no way. We can disagree. We can say the Joneses are idiots. They are idiots. We can say this sucks. But there's no bizarre world, the underworld, the fucking upside down. I don't give a fuck what show you pick. There is no world where Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are going to pay Micah Parsons $47 million. 0 point. Maybe in 5 years from now. That'd be like an average for a linebacker, or for a pass rusher. But now, there is no way in hell Jerry Jones is going to pay anyone that's not a quarterback $47 million or more. Not going to happen. So just wanted to let you guys know, basically, this was never going to happen in the eyes of Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons. And I do want to say that, Micah Parsons, you're part of the issue here. You are an idiot for going into Jerry's office, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, and trying to be Mr. Agent. So Micah's playing the agent role here. He's like, oh, yeah, let's get a deal going. And Jerry's like, hell yeah, I got myself an opportunity to make myself some money here on this guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. And then, of course, Jerry Jones and him come to a deal, which was kind of not even a set deal. It was a handshake, kind of like friendly deal for $40.5 million. That's the supposed story from the Jerry Jones side. But the Micah Parsons side is saying that that was never really a concrete offer. And even when that was heard and then was used to try to make the deal go through with the Cowboys, and Jerry's like, well, wait, we had a deal already. That's when Micah's agent, David Mulgado, who we've dealt with before with DeMarcus Lawrence and others, that's when his agent said, excuse me, first of all, Micah, you're an idiot. No, that was no deal there. That's number one. Number two, sorry, but you got to talk to the agent first. It's like talking to the lawyer. You got to talk to the agent first before you go around and start shaking hands and saying you got a deal done. So Jerry Jones kind of jumping the gun on purpose to try to put the pressure on Micah. Micah being an idiot, walking in there trying to make deals or thinking he was making a deal or thinking he was just talking about a deal. When you do that with Jerry, you're making a mistake. You don't want to play games. That happened with Des Bryant, and there was a big issue with that. We almost lost him that year because of the same situation. The way this front office works, it's a catastrophe. It's really a catastrophe. So even though you might not like Micah or the way this thing went down, can't blame Micah for wanting to get his money. Now I can blame him for being a fucking idiot, going in there and trying to make a deal without his agent. That's stupid. But also Jerry Jones got to be some common sense, saying Micah. I mean, obviously he has to show this to his fucking agent. Jerry Jones didn't want his agent to look at it, and he said no. The agent called him, and Jerry Jones refused to answer the phone. That's bad business. That's a bad way of running your business, your company. Jerry Jones, you're a schmuck. Fuck you. So, and by the way, something else. Terrence Parsons Jr. That's Micah's brother. Oh shit. John Luna with the 5 on it, dropping it like fire. Shout out to John Luna, who's moving on up this board. I think he's one away from being tied with Skeptical. But John Luna dropping that 5 on it. John Luna hitting. Is it the 6th bullseye? I think it is. My shit's going real slow right now, but it is. He did hit it. He did hit the 5 on it, and that is the 6th hit on the bullseye. That means we are currently 14 away. John Luna said JJ is the Barnum and Bailey of the NFL. That's why it's the clown show. Look right behind Mike. It's the clown show. He said circus owners who happen to own a football team also. JJ should build a big top at Jerry World. For this one, it goes to Azteca. Azteca Aguilar with that raffle entry. Again, I'm assuming if we hit it, of course. I shouldn't say it for sure. But just in case, I'm writing these names down. And if we get to 20, you got it. So shout out to John Luna for that one. Big ups to him. And he's up to 46 points, trying to get to the middle. Back to the middle. Back into the orange and the yellow and the green. on that stream boss. He is currently the boss of the stream, around, the membership gifting king, and the sponsor of the quarter. Shout out to John Luna. Now, and that's the thing, I'm looking at a couple comments. Antoine agree. End of the day, not on paper, not a deal. Defense wins championships at Scorpio. Burns said, I think we should give up the Packers' first round pick to establish player that's already proven. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to explain how I think we're going to use this. Matt Bannon said, not happen. We won't pay Pickens next season. We pay Tyler Smith. Tolbert, no, forget Tolbert, but Tyler Smith, we will pay him next season. I do agree with you on that. So here, Bannon said, no Micah, no DeMario, no Diggs, no D-Law, no Jordan Lewis, Zach Martin retired, can't stop the run, can't run the ball. Dak Prescott hasn't seen live action since week 8. It's going to be a bloodbath. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I've seen all the people's comments here. Listen, I got you, but here's the crazy thing. Matt Batten, he said, I don't believe 47 million, but we could have went for 44. Not true, disagree. So here's the deal. Here's the thing I do know for a fact, and I actually wanted to know, what was the Cowboys' plan here? Like, what was their thought process? Guys, according to Terrence Parsons Jr., which is Micah's brother, he said, someone said something like, basically, listen, you let $3 million, Micah left for $3 million difference. You know, I thought money didn't matter, Micah. You're a clown, is what a fan said. And then that's when his brother, Terrence Parsons, Micah Parsons' brother, responded to that, saying, quote, because again, this guy said he thought it was $43 million and Micah left, or $44 million and Micah left for $47. So it was a $3 million difference. Terrence Parsons Jr. said, quote, to the dumb motherfucker that thinks that Micah is would be making less, laugh out loud. He would have signed for $43 million in Dallas had Jerry Jones picked up the phone and negotiated with his agent. Laugh out loud. Now, whether you believe it or not, I don't know. I do believe it. I do believe Micah would have played for $4 million less a year in Dallas if Jerry Jones would have negotiated the deal. They said for $43 million, yes. For $40.5, no. But for 43, yes, when he could have got 47 with the Packers. And there you go. That's the breakdown. So, I don't know if I would have given him 43, and I'll tell you why. But for $43 million, according to Micah Parsons' brother, Micah Parsons would have stayed in Dallas and made $4 million less than he did in Green Bay. Now, Micah Parsons said this. He had a whole long message and a note about leaving, and he said he made it out to Cowboys Nation. Usually, it's where my wife reads it because I don't have the eyesight for this, but I'll do what I can. Micah Parsons said, quote, "Cowboys Nation, growing up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, one of the few kids in my neighborhood who cheered for the Dallas Cowboys. Nearly everyone around me supported the Eagles, but I always believed in the star. To wear the blue and white Penn State and then to carry those same colors to the NFL as a Cowboy was more than a dream. It was destiny." And just keeps going about the moment I arrived in Dallas, embraced the family, never wanted this chapter to end, but not everything was in my control. My heart has always been here and still is. Through it all, I never made any demands. I never asked for anything more than fairness. I only asked that the person I trust to negotiate my contract be part of the process, a.k.a. his agent, which Jerry Jones did not want to deal with. So then Micah continues by saying, "This is a sad day, but not a bitter one. I'll never forget the joy of draft night, the adrenaline of running out of the tunnel, or the brotherhood I shared with my teammates, coaches, and the staff who prepared me for every single game here in Dallas. Those memories are mine forever. North Texas will continue to be my home in the offseason. I'll still be here giving back to the community that gave me so much. And no matter what, where the next chapter takes me, of course it's Green Bay, no matter what, those memories are mine forever. And no matter what the next chapter takes me, the bond we've built will never break. Thank you, Cowboys Nation, for every cheer, every moment, every ounce of love you showed me. Wearing the star has been the honor of my life. With gratitude and love, number 11, Micah Parsons." And that's what he wrote to the Cowboy fan base. While Cowboy reactions on the players, on the teammates, Trayvon Diggs posted a broken heart. CeeDee Lamb posted I guess you could say a smiling but a crying face, a smiley emoji with a tear. Kevontae Turpin said, quote, "This league shit crazy." So, again, a not very happy Cowboy camp there of players, but it is a done deal. Micah, it also came out right afterwards. Oh, wait, look, sorry, Mr. Marco Sepien in the mix here, man. Much love to him. And I don't want to overlook the fact that he said, God, he's so full of it. I'm assuming you're talking about Micah Parsons on this one here, Mark. Much love to Marco Sepien, and he's in the mix here on the board. But yes, you can feel how you like about it. I think Jerry Jones is more full of it than Micah Parsons. But yeah, Micah has his part to play in this. In the end, Jerry Jones should have known. I can talk all the niceties with him, but in the end, I need to make the deal with the agent. Micah should have never walked in the fucking office in the first place when you're dealing with negotiations, especially when you're dealing with negotiations with Jerry fucking Jones. And he should have just let his agent walk in there from the day one. That was on Micah making that mistake. In the end, there was too much to get over. Not enough money from the Joneses side. They wanted to play Deron Bland. We paid him. They want to pay Tyler Smith next year. They're going to pay him. Trust me. Micah, not worth that, according to them. Oh, skeptical fan dropping some memberships. Holy shit, the man is Motor City with one. In fact, the King has one. Who else? Antoine 804 from the Bills Mafia. Jeremy Betts, the King, the Lunatic, getting a membership there. Much love, man. I appreciate you all. Or actually, congrats to you all. Appreciate the man staying skeptical fan. And with that right there, he continues to solidify first place on this here overall board. Huge shout outs to the man skeptical fan. Now that, unfortunately, does that hit the... I don't think it hits it, damn it. I don't think it... Yeah, it does not hit... Unfortunately, it does not hit the bullseye, but it does count for your leaderboard there. And by the way, I'm going to fix that up a little bit here. Just give me a minute here. Just about 30 seconds, and I can fix this up a little bit better. But right now, I think we have Mr. John Luna, if I'm not mistaken, in second place. Marco Sepien in third. And let me just make sure I got it right here, guys. And, of course, Skeptical Fan in first. John Luna in second. Not up by a lot, but up by a little over Marco Sepien, who's right in the mix there. And then we have Mr. A. Lavelle we got A. Lavelle here in fourth place, and then we got Calvin Richard in fifth place there, and then Darren Posey in 6. There we go. There, now I think I got it all caught up there. I think should have the board updated and back in proper. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 6. So it should be 6 plus 7. There you go. And, oh, and Skeptical Fan says, hold up. Hold up. Skeptical Fan in the house. Let me see what he said. I'm writing his name right now as gifting memberships because he's in the lead. He was the champion. He's trying to get that gifting board once again. 5 memberships. That's what John Luna won it with. Skeptical already starting it off hot like fire. He said, at least we have R1 tech. Hey, I hear you right there, Mr. Skeptical Fan, and I'm so glad that you are able to, be here for this stream. I want to go over my thoughts on this, and I'm kind of still laying out. I'm laying out the scene, but I gotta let loose here in a minute. By the way, John Luna down to 39 points, hanging on. Skeptical Fan hits that bullseye. Skeptical Fan in there. Let me see, Skeptical Fan in first place as well. So we got 13 to go. Like, what, an hour? I think we can do it. So, Micah Parsons, guys, here's the thing I want you to know. According to all these sources, his family, his agent, Micah Parsons never planned to sit out the season. He was just going to, with the back pain. He was never going to sit out the season. He said he would have played for the Cowboys in Thursday's opening game against the Eagles if he had not been traded to the Green Bay Packers last week. This is what his agent, David Mulgeta, said on ESPN's First Take earlier today. So, he said he would have been able to play this game. Listen, Micah would have played, but it would have been on a snap count. It would have been on a pitch count. Let me put it down, snap. But it would have been on a pitch count. It would have been limited if he had played. And, guys, I'm hearing in Green Bay, they actually found a kind of a back issue with him. That is a lingering, it's not all just bullshit. It is a lingering issue. And that in itself, guys, we know how to beat Micah. You run at Micah Parsons. You run the ball at Micah Parsons. That's how you stop Micah. You send 2 guys on him, double team him. Sometimes you hit him once, and then you hit him again. Even if the play's on the other side of the field, you hit him, you block him once, and you side block him, and you give him like a blindside shot, which they do to Micah. By the 4th quarter, Micah is breathing deeply, gasping for air. I'm just telling you what I've seen from Micah. He's great. He's one of the best I've seen. But I know his weaknesses, and so do the Cowboys, and so do, I think, a lot of the NFL teams out there. So when I look at this, Micah Parsons, I think that's one of the major things that he kind of, you got to remember, where was his negatives in there? So, when was the points where it was like, when we know his weaknesses. So we'll see what happens. Great player, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me see here. I'm looking at a couple comments here. I got you. Skeptical, the King, Matt, True Cowboy, Antoine. Bland said in the negotiation before this happened. Yeah, they were. Burnt Bar, Rolando Rodriguez, Cheers, Bad Intentions, Jaden Daniels. Listen, I'm not gonna bad intentions. It's not it's not just a quarterback. It's a team. Scorpios is 100 agreeing with Skeptical. Motor City in the house. Yeah, I mean, we got rid of Lawrence and Parsons. Both of them play a lot of hero football. I see. Skeptical. I'm with you there, brother. And Dak got one more season. I'm done. Dak's got like 2 seasons, 3 seasons. He's got whatever we got to give him. Don't worry about Dak. We got to get guys that work with Dak. We can't worry about getting rid of Dak right now. Dak's the guy until his contract is up. And that's not going to change. You know what I mean? So as I continue, I do want to now kind of go to what we got in this situation. So first and foremost, let me finish here. Actually, before I say what we got, let's talk about, I'm going to do my little rant on Micah Parsons here. I kind of gave you a little bit of it already. His weaknesses are obvious. You run at him, you double team him, and you do a lot of chip blocking with him. You block him with one guy, then you give him kind of like a kind of little clip, a little chip, and you shoulder him. By the 4th quarter, Micah Parsons is tired, and he's not able to pass rush like he did in the first 3 quarters. Can he make issues? Hell yeah. Can he still beat his guys double or triple teamed? Hell yeah. He's a force, but you can control him. You can run at him. You can throw the opposite way. You can, you can definitely, even if it's a running play to the other side, you give him 2 or 3 shots every play. You got to hit him every time, 2 or 3 times per play. So the fourth quarter comes, he's a non-factor, or a much less of a factor. You don't believe me? Watch every game. I did. Have you guys? Some of the Cowboy fans know what I'm talking about. So that is do you pay someone like that $47 million? Let me continue my little rant. This is my lot. Fuck Jerry Jones, but this is my logical rant. This is not about the money. I don't care if he asks for $1 trillion and he gets what he deserves. But my other question is, I don't care how much you're paying a guy. You're going to pay a guy entering his 5th year of his career. We see him we know his weaknesses. I just described his weaknesses. Entering the 5th year of his career, you're going to pay him another 4 years. Another deal for 4 years. So now he's going to be entering his 8th. He's going to be playing through 8 years, maybe 9 years, because again, it could have been after the 5th year and then 4 more on top of that. So you're talking about in his 9th year, entering his 10th year. You think Micah Parsons is going to be worth $47 million? I'll tell you the answer. It's no. I know it might hurt feelings. I'm one of Micah's biggest fans. But I was worried. I was the guy saying last year, Micah will be tagged. He'll probably be tagged, next offseason. And it's going to ruin the camaraderie between, the happy-go-lucky relationship between Jerry Jones and Micah. But I knew it was going to happen. I said it would happen next year. I said they'll probably try to tag him as a linebacker, piss him off, and say, we're going to trade you or you're going to play on this tag. And then they would have tagged him the following year. He would have been making $30 million, not $50 million. And the Cowboys would have kept him that way. I thought the Cowboys would tag him another 2-3 years. That at this point, you're in about year 8. You don't sign him for $40 million. You understand? That's what I thought. He only had maybe 2 years left of high quality, his best abilities left. You're going to pay the guy 4 years, $47 million? Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm just being real. I said this last year. This is not a surprise to me in the sense that what I'm trying to say is Micah Parsons, we know his weaknesses. We know he can get beat up in certain situations. We know where his faults are. And then you're going to give him $47 million almost on the decline of his career. We know it is a pinnacle, but on the decline-ish, right? This year might be a pinnacle, but next year might be decline and then decline and decline. So you're paying this guy 4 years. 4 out of 5 years, he's declining. And you're paying him $47 million plus? Are you fucking kidding me? So that my friend, I told you my Jerry Jones issue. Jerry Jones is a fucking idiot and he plays games and he doesn't, he negotiates backwards. And he makes every player. You could have had Micah Parsons for $35 million, but you played games. You could have had CeeDee Lamb for much less than he was gotten for. You could have had almost every player on this team. We could have gotten for a lot cheaper. It went for Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones playing dumb games, winning dumb prizes. So when you do this shit over and over again, whether it was a Dak, Zach Martin, CeeDee Lamb, whoever it is, Trayvon Diggs, whoever it is, whether it worked out or didn't work out, that's the way the Joneses do their shit. It's horrible. Nobody likes it. No players want to play here anymore. They don't give a fuck about the star. They don't give a fuck about Roger Staubach or Troy Aikman or Emmitt Smith or anyone. It's a business like Jerry wanted it to be. So now you got to pay the players like a business. You can't treat them like a fucking commodity. You got to treat them as an equal in a sense, because they're the ones. Without Micah, you ain't getting that. You ain't getting as much money. And so Jerry Jones, he's a stubborn asshole. He's going to do it his way or the highway. And for 29 going on to 30 years, it's been a bad highway, hasn't it, guys? 3 decades of not even a conference fucking championship. That's because Jerry Jones is handling his team. That's because Stephen Jones is going to handle his team when that old fuck dies. And that's why we're fucked forever. I got gear for years. And I support this star over everything. But fuck this ownership. That's my issue with them. You heard my issue with Micah. It's not a Herschel Walker trade. And oh yeah, let me tell you why it's not a Herschel Walker trade, guys. Because number one, I will say this. You know, at the Herschel Walker trade, we got 4 guys or 5 guys. We cut all 5 guys at a certain point so we can get 5 first and second round draft picks. So that pick looked better only after we cut our guys. That was the way that was the deal that we made with Minnesota. If we cut your 5 guys before October, we get your draft picks. the Cowboys are so bad, the Vikings thought the Cowboys were going to keep or at least one guy, cut them all, got draft picks, and rebuilt, and then you know what happened. From 1-15, the Super Bowl in 3 out of 4 years. So that was Jimmy Johnson. Now Jerry Jones. We got our Herschel Walker here in the name of Micah Parsons, trading to Green Bay. We got ourselves a good player, not the shitty players we got in the Minnesota deal with Herschel. We got little scrubs. I think Isaac Holt, we cut him and then repicked them back up. That's how easy it was to cut these guys. So the Cowboys got shitty players. This time we got a good player. I mean, a good player. Kenny Clark is a damn great defensive tackle. A little older, but he can still do the job. So I am happy with him. I'll talk about him in a minute. But here's why it's not a Herschel Walker trade. The 2 first-round picks we got, we have our first-round picks, right? 2026 and 2027. Now we have the Green Bay Packers 2026 and 2027 first-round draft picks. Great. But what does that mean? It's not like we're getting a top 10 pick, guys. It's not like we're getting a top 20 pick, guys. We're going to get a 20-plus, maybe a 25-plus pick, or maybe even higher than that. We're going to get a first-round pick and 26th pick of the first round, and then next year we're going to get the Packers' 27th pick in the first round. You guys feel what I'm saying here? We're not dealing with the Vikings, who kind of suck dick anyways. And so we got their picks. They were like, between 10, 15. These are between 20 and 20, between 25 and 30. Between 23 and 28. We're getting picks in the next 2 years from the Packers. This is basically early second-round picks. 2 early second-round picks or 2 late first-round picks, along with Kenny Clark for Micah Parsons. That's why this is not a Herschel Walker deal. Also, we don't have Jimmy Johnson here. Jimmy Johnson is what made those picks great, not Jerry Jones. We got Jerry Jones making those decisions with his lackeys, Stephen Jones, Will McClay, and others. That's why there's not a Herschel Walker trade. Have I made myself clear? I don't know. I'm ranting. I shouldn't even rant as much. I think I've said what I have to. I'm going to talk about our guys from now on. Before that, I want to see what you guys are saying in the chat. I think I've ranted enough for a little bit here. No? You guys let me know. If you agree, disagree, I don't care. Just let me know what you think. And I'll read a couple comments here real quick. All right, guys? So let me see what you got. 30 people in the house. Hit the like, hit subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you have not done that already, make sure you do it. And as always, you know the deal here, guys. You can drop the love. You can support the channel. Different ways of doing that. You can do super chats. You can do cash apps. There's a lot of different ways of being noticed and represented on the board. Shout out to John Luna, who's our sponsor of the quarter. 39 points to the stream boss and the gifting champion with Motor City as our cash app king. Much love to Motor City Maniac. But our leader right now, nobody in the cash app. Overall leader, though, is Skeptical Fan. On the overall board, he's also in the star level. He's also gifting leader right now at 5. Shout outs to the man staying skeptical. I gotta do that. I gotta shout him out because all you guys are awesome tonight. It's not just skeptical, but also Darren Posey, John Luna, Marco Seppian, and Calvin Richard. Shout outs to you guys, keeping this thing going. Now I don't know how much time we have left on the bullseye. We got like 35 minutes. Might not hit it tonight. I don't know if we're gonna hit it tonight, but we're at the end of it here, getting close to the end of the bullseye situation. Now I don't know why it's not coming up. It should be coming up and showing you guys the Nightbot situation there, but it's not coming up. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oop, let me fix that. Hold on. It should be member. Okay, if you want to be in the membership and how to, if you want to receive a gift, meaning a membership gift, or, if someone does do that, it should say it in there somewhere, I hope. I can't really see them on my side. My shit's not working very well. My phone. So I have to go by what's on the screen. And you guys seeing it better than I am. So I see Bad Intention said, I'm glad Micah's in Green Bay, has a chance to win. We'll see what happens. Matt Bad said, Skeptical Fan, I'm not mad, disappointed in fans, not mad. Okay, Skeptical said, exactly, what's the point of getting mad about Parsons? I think we'll win 7-8 games. It's a tough schedule for sure, Skeptical. Don't disagree there. So Matt Bad said, 27-30 picks for second-round picks. Awful trade. And that's my issue. Now listen, guys. We're all going to do this together this year, Cowboy fans. You know what the key is going to be? Fuck Green Bay. That's what I want to see. Listen, the Cowboys win, great. Of course, I want to see the Cowboys win. But we got to have the Packers lose as much as possible. I don't care if they lose 8 games or 10 games or 2 games. We got to let them make sure that Green Bay loses as many games as possible. And the more games they lose, the higher pick we get. Simple as that. That's all I care about. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Of course, if they have to win for us to get in the Super Bowl and to get into the playoffs, we'll talk about it. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You know what I mean? But yeah. Getting those late round picks from Green Bay is not going to help us that much. Help us a little, but not worth Micah Parsons. Now, we also will have our pick. So the Cowboys, you figure we have 8 wins, 7 wins, 6 wins. We're going to be drafting top 10, top 15. So we'll have the 12th pick and the 27th pick in the first round. What you do if you're the Cowboys is combine both those picks together and go get the guy you want in the top 10. You get a playmaker, and you get a Hall of Famer, and you get him in 2026. And in 2027, when you get that 15th pick in the first round from us, and you get that 27th pick from the Packers, you combine them, and you move up, and you grab another fucking Hall of Fame baller. Back-to-back Hall of Famers with 1 pick each year by combining them and getting the guy you want. That's maybe the plan. You tell me what you think about that plan. I just kind of been thinking about with the Cowboys and the way they work their dumb shit. It's disgraceful, really. But we cannot control these guys. We can only control what we can control, and that is speak our mind. You know, keep our gear we bought in the past, and not buy new shit from these 2 fuckers. And I'm talking about Jerry and Steven Jones. So Remy in the house. What's up, bro? How you doing? Skeptical said I think the defense will play better without Parsons because they have to. I think it'll be more balanced in a way. Rolando said, been a Cowboys fan for 56 years. I believe we have a chance. 1 in a million. I don't care. Hell yeah. Hey, listen, I'm always going to go for it. Meatball Ron said, send his ass to Green Bay in the cold. Meatball Ron's an Eagle fan. Remember that, guys. So we got Remy, skeptical. He said he was crushed when he first heard about it. Unsubscribed to everything Cowboys for 2 days. Damn. I'm telling you, Jerry Jones is he's the biggest issue on this team, and always has been, always will be. He's the owner. And the owner is fine. The general manager title is where he's a failure. I never heard of a 82-year-old general manager that's failed for 30 straight years and still keeps his job. That's Jerry Jones. I'm getting too upset about this. Antoine said that all that guaranteed versus a 1-year deal, they didn't want to keep him. Exactly. The Cowboys are not going to really be serious about that. The Eagles is going to have a good test. That's what I look at, Scorpio. The test against not really winning. Can we stay close? Can it be a 4-point game in the 4th quarter? I'll be happy with that, and we'll pick it up there, live on reaction here with my wife and I. If we're a 4-point game, down by 4 in the 4th, I'll be celebrating a little bit. I'll be happy. Nothing to lose for us Cowboy fans at this point. Let's be honest, right? Yeah, you're leaning over. You're over it, leaning on the positives, not harping on the negatives. And let me explain. And so I just yelled my portion out. I know I've said a lot. I still have a lot to speak on here, and I shouldn't be speaking as much. But let me talk about fuck Micah Parsons. We won't see him till week 4. All right, and Micah, he's 1 game. The good news is we know his weaknesses. We know how to slow him down, and it'd be a shame if the Cowboys don't know how to do that. But let's talk about who we got. This guy here, Kenny Clark. Let me talk about Kenny Clark, guys. You want to talk about some of the positives? Let's get positive, at least a little positive. Kenny Clark, unfortunately, he turns 30 in October. He's 29. He is a 3-time Pro Bowl defensive nose tackle, which is the one spot we've never had a player in since Jay Ratliff. He's made all 51 possible starts over the last 3 seasons. Knock on wood. He's not injury prone. Hopefully he stays that way. He has career high in sacks. His career high in sacks is 2023. He had 7.5 sacks, 7.5 sacks in 2023. And then you're like, well, Micah gets 14. Micah plays edge. This guy plays under the center. This guy, he never sees the quarterback. The fact that he got 7.5 sacks 2 years ago is insane for his position. But last year, he had like 1 sack. Why? He had a broken toe. And it actually slowed him down and didn't have a good season last year. But even Green Bay fans in my comments are saying we love this guy. He's fucking great run stopper and pass rusher from the inside. So that's something we do not have. Mozzie Smith is not that. We have nobody that is that. So Kenny Clark, I don't think he's going to get 7.5 sacks, but he can definitely get a great push in the middle there. And let me just add another monetary. I think this is the monetary, but this is the Jerry Jones monetary portion of things. The Packers had already paid Kenny Clark the $7.5 million roster bonus. I think it was like the 5th day after the league start, the league year, I guess, which is like the middle of March. 5 days after the league year starts, you have to sign your player. If or cut them. If you don't sign it, in those 5 days, if you don't cut them, they get the roster bonus. And his roster bonus, $7.5 million that Green Bay paid for this season on him. He is still due $1.3 million in base salary. That's all. $1.3 million is what he's due in base salary, along with $1 million in total active roster bonuses for 2020. So what I'm trying to say is this. Let's say Kenny Clark plays every game for the Cowboys in 2025. He's going to cost us this year $2.3 million. Now, that's a steal. I agree. That's a steal. That is a great deal for 2025. Great deal. This is a guy who makes $20 million plus. Great deal for the Cowboys. And thank goodness the Packers paid $7.5 million already in March, which, basically knocked it down from around $10 million to $2.5 million for the Cowboys. Now, in 2026, he is due an $11 million roster bonus. It was $7.5 this year. Next year, it's $11 million, which he has to get. If the Cowboys don't cut him in the first 5 days of the new March Football League year, the Cowboys have to pay him $11 million. That's a lot. That's no guarantee he's going to be a Cowboy next year. If the Cowboys do not cut him, we have to pay him $11 million next year in March. And then he has instead of having a $1.3 million base, he has an $8.8 million base. That means now we got to pay him $8 million this, on top of that, $11 million. And then another $1 million if he's active every game. He gets $1 million total. It's $1 million divided by 17. And the same thing happens in 2025. So again, he can max out on $20 million in 2026. This year it's only 2.3 on us. Next year it's 20 million. And then in 2027, now he's turning what? 30. He's going to be turning 32 now. He's going to be due 18, not 7.5, not 11, but $18.3 million in base salary and another $1 million in active roster bonuses. But this situation in 2027, that'd be 2 years. That means we get him 2025, 2026. In 2027, he can be cut without basically a cap hit. And he can be cut at any time. It doesn't have to be the first 5 days or before the first 5 days of the league year, like in 2026. So, money-wise, the Cowboys can kind of do what they want with Kenny Clark. Now, I do want to say, the thing that's not really being talked about this deal, the Packers ate a huge chunk of Kenny Clark's cost, of his contract. Remember, he just got a new 3-year deal worth $64 million last offseason. But those same 3 years, remember, Green Bay paid $64 million for 3 years last year for Kenny Clark, an addition. He played, again, he was on that, he was played that contract last year, and then the 3 years started now. They paid $64 million. The Cowboys are, if we keep them the whole way out, it's only going to cost the Cowboys that same deal, $44 million. We saved $20 million on Kenny Clark because we made this deal. A little $20 million perk from the Micah Parsons trade, you can say. And when I look at the salary cap, only the Patriots have more money than the Cowboys when it comes to cap space. The Patriots, $52.2 million currently open on the cap space. The Cowboys, $41.09. Over $40 million of cap space available. The Lions, $35.2 are next, which is pretty good with the team they have. The Raiders, the Niners, pretty good, at 26.7. And on, who cares? But the point is, Cowboys at over $41 million of cap space currently available after the Kenny Clark trade, Micah Parsons trade. I'm going to say, cap-wise, these two schmucks, I'm talking about Jerry and Steven, they can't bitch about the cap anymore. Salary cap is just too... There's no more bitching now. No more bitching. Because we're the second... We have the second most salary cap available in the NFL. Now, I know Jerry Jones is going to tell you, we got to pay Dak with that money. We got to pay CD with that money. And so he's going to bullshit you. Then he's also going to bullshit you. Say, well, we just got DeRon Bland for that money. And we're going to have to pay Tyler Smith next year for that money. So that's what the Cowboys are planning on probably using most of that money for as our own guys. And now that we have Kenny Clark, we can keep, take him or leave him next year, the year after. There's not money sunk into that kind of stuff, which means that the Cowboys have outs on top of being able to, maybe get the most out of the situation, which is, I think could have been better. But what do I know, right? Skeptical fan knows. Much love to Skeptical fan, keeping it in the mix here. I don't know where John Luna and Marco Seppian are, but I think a miracle could probably save it tonight. I think what do we got here? Actually, it's 22 minutes, but if we do hit enough after we hit the goal, even if we get to 20 after the time runs out, I'm still live. I'm gonna count it. So remember that I always count that stuff. Shout outs to Mr. Skeptical fans asking, is Perrion Winfrey playing week 1? Oh boy, you're not gonna like my answer on that one, man. I'm getting to him in a minute. I'm getting to him in a minute because. That's the injury side of things. We're still on, we were kind of finishing up on the Micah Parsons thing, but I don't think Perrion Winfrey is going to be our make or break. I don't want to skeptical. I don't want to overhype somebody who's undrafted. He played great. He earned his spot, but is he really, really, really that good, or is everybody really just that bad around him? I think Winfrey's good. I just don't think he's as good as maybe we may think he is. We'll see. We'll talk about it. Let me see here. Where do I go disagreeing again? Oh, you guys are talking in the chat. You guys are good. Let me get a quick drink of water, guys. I've been talking for like a while. An hour and a half? I don't know. But either way, the salary cap, this move opens up $20 million. We have over $41 million. And let me just say this. This is after the... So... Let me see. Are we connected here? I think we're connected. All right. I want to make sure I make this clear. For some reason, look, we lost connection for a moment. I hope everyone can still hear me. So the way I look at this is we get a guy here in Kenny Clark who is going to be able to, help us out, stop the run, balance our defense a little bit better. But he's not Micah Parsons. He's not gonna destroy backfields and go over there and scare the quarterbacks and sack and throw in interceptions. And he's there to stop the run and get a little interior pressure. So when you look at the money and the situation on the salary cap open, probably again I want to stress that he's costing us about $2.3 million. The money we did save some money on the next guy I'm going to talk about here, DeRon Bland. Because we gave him an extension, we actually saved about $3 million. Pushing the money to the following year, we actually saved $3 million this year. So we paying this guy $2.5 million. We saved $3 million. We basically ended up with a bonus of $500,000 this year, just on getting this guy in town and signing DeRon Bland to a long-term extension, or at least a longer-term extension. So let me just finish one last thing about, Kenny Clark, who I'm really excited to see play. He's number 95. He should play this game. I hope he's going to play this game against the Eagles. We need him in there. And if he can he can take on double teams, and he can slow down the run, keep the linebackers clean, you will see every play. You will see his impact, even if he's not making the tackle. You'll see it from Kenneth Murray making the tackle. Or you'll see it from, Maurice Leofau making the tackle. Or you'll see it from Jack Sanborn making the tackle. That's when you'll see the importance of Kenny Clark. That's when you'll see it. John Luna in the house. Much love to the main man, John Luna. He said, put this one for Matt Batten. You got it. Man, we're going to have to work fast, aren't we? I'm trying to get everybody on here. I'm trying to get all the names. Bat 10. We got Matt Batten on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we're halfway there, are we? I can't see right now, guys. I can't see the... Oh, we are... not. Wait, I can't tell. Hold on a second, guys. I will check very proudly for you guys in a moment. Yeah, no, we're 9. 9 away. 9 away. I'm sorry, we're 9 out of 20. My fault. Damn, I'm all over the place. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got 9. I miscounted. 9 spots. We got 11 more drops of 5 or higher. That's all we can do it. Good luck. And shout outs to the man, John Luna. He makes it great every single time on here. And everybody is at the edge of their seats. Are we going to hit it? We're going to get it. We'll see what happens. But anyway, let me continue this here because, again, I do have to say, thank you, Scorpio. I do have to say that there is a little more good news on this. I guess I'll finish with some positive for Skeptical and a couple others. Because I'm staying skeptical like you, Skeptical fan. But I told you about the money-saving situation. I told you about the way the Cowboys control his contract. I told you how this year we're getting a deal as far as money on Kenny Clark. And I told you his positives when it comes to stopping the run, putting pressure up the middle. You know, he's a solid guy. Knock on wood, but he's 51 games starting in a row. The guy is Iron Man. And then the 2 draft picks we get, even though they're late rounders, probably from Green Bay, because if they end up being the 3rd or 4th best team, we're going to get the 28th pick of the draft, which sucks ass. And I say the 28th pick of the 1st round only. But here's the good news of the draft. The draft is concerned. In 2026 and in 2027, the draft classes, according to almost every single analyst I looked into, the draft classes for 2026 and 2027, the next 2 years where we have 2 first-round picks, are much better than this past season of draft class in 2025. Much better. So basically, by the Cowboys doing this trade now in March, it allows the Cowboys to kind of add round 1 firepower in a better draft class. You guys kind of feel me on this? The Cowboys could go with the 12th pick and grab someone. I mean, that's why they got Micah, right? They can grab someone with the 12th pick and grab someone with the 27th pick because it's such a solid, stacked draft. Or there could be a real top quality caliber quarterback the Cowboys want in 2027. So combine both their picks, the 12th and 27th pick, and go up and go to the 1st pick and get the 1st pick, or the 2nd pick and get the 2nd pick. The reason I say this, guys, and again, I want to reiterate, in 2027, to most people, it is the best draft class they ever studied. And a lot of that has to do with COVID and pushing all these guys, the redshirting them a little bit back. A lot of great players are coming out in 2027. We have 2 first-round picks. It's 2026, much better draft class than 2025. We have two first-round picks next year. In 2027, the best fucking draft class that people have said since Elway and John Elway and Marino and, since the 84 draft or whatever it was. They're saying this is comparable to that one right now. So, again, 2027, we have 2 first-round picks. Those are good news. That's good news for the Cowboys that now have solid, high-value picks in the 1st round for the next 2 years in very good draft classes. What are some of the names? Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams, Colin Simmons, Dylan Stewart, Cam Coleman, Jordan Seaton. You also got Caden Durham. And the one name everybody's going to talk about over and over again, you guys might have talked about him for different reasons this past weekend, from Texas quarterback Arch Manning. He looks like a guy coming out in 2027, and he looked like shit in Texas there this last game. That's for sure. He looked bad. They lost 14-7. They didn't have I think they lost 14-7. They didn't have any offense, and Texas was upset. Sucks for Texas, but he'll have to learn quick. Arch Manning, that's I think Peyton Manning's son, not looking good in his debut there in Texas. But Des Bryant said, quote, Arch Manning will have a star in his helmet. Nobody can tell me different, end quote. So we'll see if this deal with Kenny Clark, 2 first-round picks in next year's draft, 2 first-round picks in 2027, do the Cowboys go for that quarterback, that top, whoever it is, that top quarterback, combining first-round picks, trading, and getting that quarterback in 2027? All of this can be tied into this Micah Parsons deal. That's all I'm trying to say, family. I'm trying to give you the real, the good, a little bit of good in there, the bad, the ugly. I'm trying to give it to you all here. So when you look at this situation, and then on top of that, Kenny Clark, I think he's going to be solid. I think he's going to help out a lot of different positions. And we have 6 or 7 pass rushers. No one nearly as good as Micah Parsons. But as a whole, as a team, think about it for a second, guys. Think about it. I'm going to show you what we got here. Because when you look at it pass rush-wise, let me do this. I'm going to show you pass rush-wise. But first, we got to send out big shout-outs to Kenzie Bands, who hits the 10th out of 20 bullseye shots there. Kenzie Bands with the 5 out of 10. I'm so glad to see you guys. Been watching since I was 14. I was watching since I was 14. Now I'm 18, graduated. Everything makes me happy to see you guys back. Go Cowboys. Much love, Kenzie. Always appreciate you, man. You've been here. You're one of the old schoolers. And, hey, we got people. We raised some Cowboy fans on here. We've been doing this for over 8 years, 9 seasons. Kenzie Bands, much love to you and congrats for the graduation. My daughter just graduated. She's 18. She's in college. I hope you're doing well and doing your thing. And always, you know what you got to say, always repping that star over everything. So shout out to the man Kenzie Bands. And see, this is where my wife would talk and hit up a couple of comments while I update the fact that Kenzie Bands is in a tie, currently in a tie for 6th place with Darren Posey. See how I do that? I'm trying to bullshit my way through this. Let me see how I get there. Kenzie, I appreciate you. Kendzzy with some bands in the house. So, again, shout out to Kenzie Bands. They're tied in 6th place with Darren Posey. And taking John Luna to 34 points. Now, I'm going to hit this really quickly because this is a long-ass stream tonight. I'm going to hit this chat up. And, I don't know why it's not showing. Oh, there it is. Okay. There you go, Kenzie. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, man. Congrats on graduation and everything. Congrats on being an MCF family member here for 4 years, really 5 years. So, let me see what we're doing here. So, we got, yeah, man, big shout-outs to him. Ronald said Stephen Jones is going to be the owner and general manager. Yeah, it's tiers need to be spread. Let me see. Steck, I said, what about the receiver Jordan Tyson? Maybe. But again, a lot of talent. I'd say watch the Cowboys go for quarterback in 2027. Arch didn't play well, said Scorpio. Matt said Arch, yep. 27 really good players, though, overall. And, you know, Caleb Downs. A lot of good players. A lot of people to choose from. I think we're good. You know, this is going to be the Cowboys. This is kind of like a rebuild. We're going to throw in there the next 2 years. We're going to throw in there 2 to 4 first-round players, and they're not really for Dak anymore after this. It's really for the next generation. Think about that as well, my family. Think about that, because it's facts. This is not about Dak anymore. This is about helping the offense or helping the defense, but in the end, Dak got 2 years after. He's got this year and 2 more, and then he's out. That's it, and he'll be somewhere else. The Cowboys got to have someone ready in 2 years, and that could be Archie Manning or Caleb Johnson or anybody who is any superstar player, but at quarterback specifically, someone's got to shine. Whoever shines will be the guy that the Cowboys, I think, will make a move for in the 2027 draft because of this guy, Kenny Clark, and mainly because of, again, I guess it's as close as you're going to get to a Herschel Walker deal. That's pretty much it there as far as I see. So the clown show, doing clown show shit, they did do a good signing, and again, you know, fools make mistakes. You know, what is it? A broken clock is right twice a day. DaRon Bland, number 26, guys. Let me move it on to him because right now he's the guy that got signed with the huge extension. Yeah, the Cowboys and standout cornerback DaRon Bland have agreed to terms on a huge contract extension. The Cowboys lock up one of our best cornerbacks and one of our key defenders. It's a 4-year deal worth $92 million, guys. It's an extension. Remember, he has this year, and then he adds 4 more years onto this. $92 million of new money for him. This deal was done by his agent, Jerry Jones. An agent, Josh Arnold got this thing done. This $92 million 4-year contract, it has $50 million guaranteed. So right there, you're looking at 2 solid years no matter what. We cannot get out of DaRon Bland's contract. Maybe the last 2 years we can. Now, I do want to remind you guys one thing, because remember, one of the reasons of trading Micah, according to Jerry Jones, was because, well, he doesn't really stop the run. We need to improve the run. That's why we got Kenny Clark. But then we look at DaRon Bland. And listen, I love DaRon Bland, but we got to be real about it. When you look at some of the numbers, some of the analytical numbers, DaRon Bland ranked 92nd in stop rate against the run. He's not a good run supporter, DaRon Bland. He's also ranked 82nd in average yards average yards per run when he makes the tackle. So he allows a lot of yards when the ball's caught against him before he makes the tackle and brings the guy down. So I guess Jerry Jones, we can still pretend that he has real concerns about the run defense. That's why he had to give up Micah and get Kenny Clark. Bullshit. He did it because he wanted to save $20 million, and he didn't want to look like he didn't really want Micah. So the one last thing, I throw this in here, I kind of said it already about DaRon Bland. He does, create new money. $3 million opens up for the Cowboys, like I said. So basically, we just made over $500,000 with the Kenny Clark deal and the DaRon Bland deal this year. Mathematically, it's a wash between the money we have to pay Clark from the trade and the money we save for DaRon Bland. And like I said, we're just a little over $41 million open on the cap. But DaRon Bland is going to average $23 million a year at cornerback. I think that's sixth highest in the NFL. And hey, listen, the guy earned it, but we got to hope that he continues to earn it in the next couple of years. We'll see what happens. Now, let's get to, again, DaRon Bland, great player. Just knock on wood, stay healthy, and $92 million, guys, 4 years, and 2 of those years we're paying it. We're paying $50 million. That's like 2.5 years in a way. You're paying the 2 years, and you got to take a kind of a $10 million hit in that third year if we get rid of Bland. So, yeah. So we're going to get into this. Again, not much to talk about the Eagles. We don't really know what's going to happen with the Eagle game in the sense of like the breakdowns of the X's and O's. I do have a couple keys to victory, though, for sure. And I also, worst case, I'll just redo the thing to 10 if we don't get any more hits there. I'll talk about Perrion Winfrey. That's going to be in the Eagle portion of things. I am going to talk about a couple other things like the jersey changes and a couple other situations, but I also want to talk about a very important part of things here, which is some of the roster moves from the Clown Show. Now, first and foremost, let me get the Clown Show off my fucking screen. I'm going to vomit. I don't want to see them anymore. They're really annoying me, and honestly, Jerry Jones, it's only so long I can really keep on the screen. I knew I was dreading tonight because I knew I had to put up a lot of Jerry Jones stuff, and never really liked it. But I wanted to show you guys some of the pass rushers we may be having here. If you take a look at the pass rushers, take a look at that list. I need about 10 seconds. I'll be right back. But take a look at that list. What do you think about our edge rushers? All right, so when you look at that pass rush we got there, not that it's the greatest of all time. Of course, you got Kenny Clark in the middle, Mozzie Smith, Solomon Thomas, Jay Toia, Osa Odigizua, and Perrion Winfrey, who did get hurt in practice yesterday. I'll go through that in a minute, but those are the interior guys. What about the edge rushers? Forget Micah. We got Dante Fowler, number 13, Donovan Escarasu, the rookie. We got James Houston, who made this team from the Detroit Lions. Sam Williams, who's now a starter. Now, those are their edge guys, along with Marshawn Nealon. That's 5 solid pass rushers in there. And there's a couple other guys that kind of can do a little outside rushing if needed, or can switch. It depends if we're in a 3-4. They could play on the edge if need be. So, again, pass rushing, I think, we're kind of, again, Micah's a difference maker, a completely different kind of player. So, but now with the interior, with a push inside and a run stop ability, are these pass rushes enough? I think guys like, honestly, Sam Williams, Dante Fowler, they'll probably start there. They're going to be pass rushing, monsters. But Donovan Escarasu looking great. Houston is doing some good things out there in the rotation. I really do like Marshawn Nealon as well. So, We got 5 solid rotational pass rushers, and I think we have an 8th guy too. But look, either way, I do want to look at the roster real quick because it's kind of going to take me to the Eagle game, and then we're going to call it a night, guys. So get in your last comments, your last drops. We're 10 away from hitting the bullseye. I'm not sure if we're going to hit it tonight, but like I said, if for some reason the 2 hours ends and I'm still alive, I'll still keep counting them. You know what I mean? But this is the initial roster I was made. We talk about the roster cuts. Here they are. And I do want to go through a couple of the names here that were moved to IR, which we had discussed here. Literally last stream I did. We discussed which guys are going to IR. Phil Maffa, running back, rookie. He's going to IR for 4 weeks, guys. And Kalen Carson, cornerback. You see him in there. He made the 53, but he's also been moved to IR. Both guys are missing the first 4 games of the year. We knew this was going to happen. So after they made the team, then all of a sudden they were cut. And after they were cut, we have all of a sudden 2 new spots open on here. We filled that up with 2 guys that we released from our roster cuts. CJ Goodwin, number 29, back on the Cowboy roster. As we knew, he's a vested veteran. I mean, if you're in the NFL for, I think, 3 or 4 years, on those first days of cuts, you can be cut, but you cannot leave the team. So you can do that with, I think, 2 or 3 players. The Cowboys did that with CJ Goodwin. They've done it for like the last 4 years, 5 years. They've cut CJ Goodwin, vested veteran, brought him back the next day. So he was cut, but you can see he's been brought back to the 53-man roster. And the other guy on this list was Akeem Adeniji. Akeem Adeniji, offensive lineman. They're a tackle. He's also on the 53-man roster now. So both CJ Goodwin and Akeem Adeniji, they're both now on the 53-man roster officially, while Caleb Carson and Phil Maffa, they both go on the IR just for 4 weeks or longer. We'll see what happens there. And if they stay on there for 8 weeks, they're gone for the year, just so you know. Now, a lot of these guys you see on this list that we cut, we signed back to the practice squad. Practice squad. Let's go through some of these names. Will Grier, our 3rd quarterback. He made it back onto the team. At running back, Malik Davis. I really like Malik Davis. Number 21, he's back on the team. Malik Davis, he's now our practice squad running back. We got a couple of receivers. Trayshawn Holden back on the Cowboy. A lot of people love that. I told you he'd be back. Back on the Cowboy team. Jalen Brooks, a guy I really wanted back. He got back on the practice squad. And Jalen Cropper, number 16, who's always been just hanging on. He hung on again, made the practice squad. I do want to add, and we have one more receiver that I have to add on here, but I'll do it in a moment. Because then we go to tight end, and Princeton Fant, who's a tight end fullback type guy. He also made it back to the practice squad. And so did Rivaldo Fairweather. Made a one-handed catches, had a touchdown or 2. You know, he showed something. He showed enough to beat out John Stevens Jr. I'm sorry, John Stevens Jones. Is that right? I don't know. John Stevens Jr. was beat out. A guy who was going to make it 2 years ago got injured. Now did not even get called back. Again, John Stevens was cut on day 1, like the day before these cuts. He was not called back. Rivaldo Fairweather was called back and is back on the team now as our 5th tight end on the practice squad. Then we ended up keeping here, and you see number 77, Sadiq Charles, a veteran. The Cowboys kept him on this team, and then the next morning, guys, announced that they released offensive lineman Sadiq Charles from the practice squad. So we re-signed Sadiq Charles. Then the next day we cut him, and we picked up Ryan Flournoy. Yeah. That's a good pickup because Flournoy is a solid player. He had really solid catches this preseason and training camp. I really like what he did. He was one of the guys I think that was cut early as well. He was brought back on the team. Sadiq Charles, a veteran lineman, lost his spot and was taken off the practice squad. Such is life in the big city. Marco Sempian in the house. The 11th hit on the bullseye. Let me see what the man said. He said Blue is the third string. Is what? I'm gonna get to Blue in a minute here, Mr. Marco Seppian. Much love to him, who is right now. Ooh, it's just right behind Mr. John Luna right now on the board. And yes, we're at 11. That means we're 9 away from hitting the bullseye. So Marco Seppian said the following. He said, Jaden Blue, the running back, Jaden Blue is the third string running back below 2 idiot running backs. And Mafa did adequate, perfect examples of all hype. Blue can't beat those two. That's JJ's running back solution. Clowns. And I actually learned from Marco Seppian on some of the guys. Like I don't want to talk badly about Perrion Winfrey, but when he's beating out Mozzie Smith, who shouldn't even make this team, is that really beating somebody out? Is that like he's good, or is just we have bad players there? So I think that's what he's trying to say. When you have Miles Sanders washed up, when you have Javonte Williams just injury prone, not really showing anything since his injury, when you have those two guys who were going to start because they got paid more, Mark, that's why. It's about money. They got paid more. They were the free agents. They were the solid veteran guys. They earned it. Rookies, I mean, Jaden Blue got banged up, twisted his ankle, didn't play that much. He missed about a week and a half of practice. That's the reason why. But I think a lot of people thought, like Deuce Vaughn, Jaden Blue is going to be the next starting Emmitt Smith superstar, and people, they get in that hype machine, Mark, and you know how that goes with some of the overhyping of shit here. It's literally a, I don't know. It's like a common occurrence in my opinion. Oh shit! What? We only had 10? I thought we were at 11, not 10. Damn, did I miss that? Or oh, the goal ended. Okay, so we got 11 hits. I just want to make sure. Yeah. Wait, I think we got 10. Oh, hit 10, 11. Wait, let me see it. Yeah, Marco Seppian. Sorry guys, I'm trying to keep up with you all and make sure we got this right. Oh, and Kenzie, that's right, Kenzie Bands. All right, so there we go. Okay, now I got it. We got 11 down. We need 9 more. Just letting you know. And since I'm still going, let me do this here, guys, to make it easier for all of us. All of us. There we go. We'll do this 30-minute thing. Oh, no. Oh, man, I wish I could do this quicker, guys. I do apologize. It's easier when I have the wife here hitting up the chat for me. But I promise I will take a look at your comments and thoughts here in a moment. I'm just trying to make this so that we give everybody a chance. I think we got, what, 30 minutes is about left on the stream. If we can get 9 more people hitting that goal, we hit the goal. We're in. You guys did it, and I just reset it now, so we did it out of 10 just to make it. I can't do it 9. I can only do it 10. So, good luck to everybody, and shout outs to the family here. I do agree with Marco Seppian that just like Deuce Vaughn, Jaden Blue, one of these guys that they have the hype. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then he don't play that much, or he gets used wrong, or he, he's a disappointment, or he got banged up, and that's what I think happened with Jaden Blue. At least this season, I think that's what happened with Jaden Blue as of this moment. But again, I do think that Jaden Blue has still an opportunity to see what he can show us. Now, can he do better than Deuce Vaughn? I fucking hope so. I really hope so. I'll talk about Zion Childers here in a minute. Skeptical. There's a lot of crazy shit that went down here in the last couple of days. So as we keep going here. And we have, we're seeing the practice squad kind of forming itself. Sadiq Charles picked up, then released, and we picked up Ryan Flournoy instead. So we have 4 receivers on our practice squad. No Sadiq Charles. We still have Jaron, is that his name? Jaron Christian, offensive lineman. You can see him cut there, Jaron Christian. You also see another defensive tackle here, Ernest Brown the 4th. Ernest Brown made it back to the squad here as the practice squad guy. Buddy Johnson at linebacker was there last year, back again. Justin Barron played enough to get back on the practice squad. Robert Rochelle, cornerback. Kind of a surprise to me. He number 30 there. He did have a good final game, I will say. He squeaked onto the practice squad. Elijah Clark at safety, who a lot of people liked that he was doing out there. Elijah Clark looked pretty good in that last game, number 38. And Keemon Hall, who kind of got burned here and there. He was a guy with Israel Mukwamu that was fighting for the nickel cornerback spot. And Keemon Hall was saved by the bell. He was cut with Mukwamu. And then all of a sudden, Keemon Hall was signed. Which is like, all right, number 43 is back on the team. He's a practice squad guy, but at least we know we got a nickel cornerback we can call up. Well, you know what? The other guys we got here, still a couple spots open. There were still 2 spots open. And what did the Cowboys do with those 2 spots? On the practice squad. One of them is an international player. And the Cowboys let go of Daxon, Denzel Daxon, who was our international player from the Bahamas. Thought we're going to see him get picked up again. Did not pick him up. The Cowboys let him go. And the Cowboys also let guys like Israel Mukwamu go. Did not pick him up. I'm sorry to say this to some of the people that love Deuce Vaughn, but Deuce Vaughn no longer a Cowboy. He was not picked up on the practice squad. So I know some of you guys really want us to keep some of these guys, some of these players. I thought Mukwamu would make it back on. Did not. Keemon Hall did for a little bit. I'll explain in a minute. Now, we had Adedayo is his name. Adedayo Odeleye. All right? You're like, what the hell? What's going on? Dayo Odeleye, guys, signed with the Cowboys as a practice squad player. And the reason I say, again, he had options across the NFL, by the way. He lands back in Dallas. He is 6'5", 271 pounds. And again, a big pass rushing kind of guy here. The Cowboy, again, like I said, this guy, Odeleye, had a lot of options across the NFL, but he goes back to Texas with the Cowboys, and he chose the Cowboys over the Cardinals, the Chargers, and the Panthers. I do want to say that Adedayo Odeleye was born in Nigeria before he moved to the United Kingdom, where he attended Loughborough University, which he also played rugby there. Point here is, automatically he qualifies for the IPP, the International Player Program. He's our 17th practice squad guy. Most people get 16. If you have the international player exemption, you get 17. That's why we picked up Adedayo Odeleye. He's now on our practice squad. We'll see how they work him. And, he gets 3 years on there, basically, to just keep learning. There was 1 spot open. I say the 17th spot is the international spot. The 16th spot was landed by Isaiah Land. Sound familiar, guys? This is a guy we wanted to keep on this team. He was cut. We were going to bring him back in the practice squad last year. Picked up by the Colts. And he had some damn good games over there. Then now, though, he was released. And he was released again at the cuts. Isaiah Land reunited with the Dallas Cowboys, guys. Back on the Cowboys team, now on our practice squad. So, again, I'm going to tell you, there were a couple last-minute kind of switches. But basically, Isaiah Land was a standout in camp in 2023. Now second run here in Dallas. This time for Matt Everfluss. We'll see what he does. But again, Cowboys got their full practice squad and international player spot all sewed up and good to go. Now, I do want to finish the roster move. There was a couple other roster moves you guys may have heard of. Right here, right before literally this freaking season begins, this first game here on Thursday, literally less than 2 days away, a day and a half away. And we got Dayo. And the Cowboys decided to go and claim a couple players off waivers to put on our 53-man squad. Let's talk about it. What happened? All right. So the Cowboys ended up, a day or two after the cuts, Cowboys ended up claiming cornerback Triweze Bridges. And they also signed cornerback Reddy Stewart. Both guys off waivers. So the Cowboys grabbed 2 cornerbacks, Triweze Bridges and Reddy Stewart, off of waivers. Trizwiki Bridges was a 2025 rookie, 7th round pick by the Chargers. He looked good in camp. He went to Florida, the Gators, and then played 3 years at Oregon with the Oregon Ducks with current Cowboys wide receiver coach Junior Adams. So there's a connection there, outside connection for Triweze Bridges. Again, a 7th round pick, as I said, by the Chargers. Looked good in practice, but you got to realize the Cowboys like a certain kind of cornerback. This guy, Triweze Bridges, has 33-inch arms. Long-ass arms, big arms, guys. That's the Cowboys. They like cornerbacks that have that range. So keep an eye on him. He's on our 53-man roster. Remember, I told you, who's our slot corner? We have no nickel cornerback. None, except for DaRon Bland. So are we going to have Trayvon Diggs and Kaiir Elam on the outside? With Bland on the inside? That's the only thing that could work. But is Diggs going to play? We'll talk about it. But the Cowboys also added cornerback Reddy Stewart. Now, before I get to Reddy Stewart, just Triweze Bridges, I just want to say that he has size, he has versatility that he adds to the Cowboys secondary. All right, he's also 6'2", like I said, out of Oregon, the Gators, but he's 6'2", 6'3", with 33-inch arms. He has long arms. He has a physical play style, and again, a kind of an upside that nobody's really explored yet that fits perfectly into the Matt Eberflus, defensive coverage of rangy defenders. So this guy might be another outside option to help push DaRon Bland to the nickel cornerback spot. Remember, Triweze Bridges is now on the 53-man roster. I think he's number 25. And then we have another guy, I think he's number 27, who is, like I said, cornerback Reddy Stewart. Very important to note, guys, he went undrafted in 2024 to the Chicago Bears, where he was on the practice squad for the Bears. Oh, yeah, who was the coach of the Bears last year? Matt Eberflus, the Cowboys defensive coordinator. So there's a connection there. But I will say this about Reddy Stewart. He's ready. He's a dog. And according to Matt Eberflus, he's a promising young talent. That he had in his book of kind of notes before Eberflus was fired from the Bears. But it's obvious that Eberflus felt that whatever we had, I'll tell you the guys that we had to cut. The 2 guys we had here that were going to push the outside and the nickel cornerback spot were both released to move in guys like Triweze Bridges, which is more of an outside cornerback, and then someone like Reddy Stewart, who's more of a nickel cornerback. Okay, but he was a practice squad guy last year. That kind of concerns me. So in order to bring both these guys on our 53-man roster, the Cowboys had to release 2 players. And the Cowboys released number 25, Andrew Booth, who barely made the 53-man roster. He's an outside cornerback. The Cowboys cut him, and I guess they're hoping that Triweze Bridges will be taking over that spot as backup outside cornerback. And then the other cut, which was a bit surprising, was number 48, Zion Childress. I know skeptical. Some of you guys asked about Zion Childress. Zion Childress is also released, which was a surprise. He was our only nickel slot corner behind, Bland, who right now might have to play on the outside. So after these cuts are made, a lot of talk in Dallas, a lot of talk at the Stars saying that the Cowboys wanted both these guys back. They wanted Zion Childress back, and they wanted Andrew Booth back on the roster in some shape or form. So Zion Childress, guys, he was cut. He was supposed to be cut. Then he was kept on the 53-man roster. Then a couple of days later, the Cowboys brought in 2 new corners and cut Andrew Booth and Zion Childress. They cut Zion Childress. And then on Friday, Zion Childress had a star back on his helmet at the end of last week. Because Guess what? The Cowboys re-signed Zion Childress. Like I said, they wanted to get him back. They re-signed him onto the Cowboys practice squad. And we had to let someone go. Keemon Hall is gone. So number 43, Keemon Hall, who was fighting with Mukuamu for that nickel cornerback backup spot to Deron Bland. Both guys got cut. Keemon Hall was brought back to the practice squad. Mukuamu was not. Keemon Hall was brought back, and then a day later was cut for Zion Childress, who is really the better nickel corner than Keemon Hall right now. So, fellow cornerback, nickel cornerback, Keemon Hall, journeyman, who, again, was in 6 games for us last year, was released from the practice squad so we can sign Zion Childress back to it. I hope we're all on the same page there. So, yeah, we basically, on our 53-man roster, we cut Zion Childress and Andrew Booth so we can put in there Trubisky Bridges and Reddy Stewart on the 53-man roster. You got that? Now we got these 2 releases of Childress and Booth. We didn't re-sign Booth. We just re-signed Childress. We had to cut someone from the practice squad. We re-signed Childress to the practice squad. We cut Keemon Hall, another corner, from the practice squad. And that's that. Now, you see our I could show you all these, the off-season tracker. I can show you our draft and all the players. But let me start with a couple names. Jaden Blue changed his number. He was, what was he, number 34? He's now Jordan, number 23. So if you're wondering, if you want to know, and we have all these jerseys available. If you want any of these guys, I get you the jersey, guys, on a good deal, or you can win one right here in MCF After Dark. Anyway, My Cowboys Family, and we are very after dark right now. So Jaden Blue went from number 34 to number 23. Miles Sanders, who's not on this list, but he's on this list. Miles Sanders, running back. He was number 27. He's now number 24. I told you about Trickweeze Bridges, cornerback. He's number 25. Reddy Stewart, cornerback. We just picked him up, number 27. Buddy Johnson at linebacker. Buddy Johnson is number 32. That's a strange one. Rookie. And you see him right there, Shavon Ravel Jr. Shavon Ravel Jr. from East Carolina, our third rounder there, who's been injured and banged up, not played. He's 30. He's moving to Jaden Blue's old number, because he was like 37 or something. He's now number 34 for the Cowboys. Undrafted Trayshawn Holden, who was number 7, can't be 7. That's Trayvon Diggs. Trayshawn Holden, number 80. And Rivaldo Fairweather, now number 84. Those are like the main kind of groups of guys that were kind of assigned new numbers. But we also had a couple other guys here. The new Dallas Cowboy traded for nose tackle, from the Micah trade, Kenny Clark. He was number 96 on his first day with the Cowboys, but he changed it to number 95. So Kenny Clark will be wearing number 95, and you expect to see him there against the Eagles for sure. Like I said, all these guys that I just mentioned, guys like Jaden Blue went from 34 to 23. Guys from Trayshawn Holden went from number 7 to number 80. And other new additions to the Cowboys roster have assigned jersey changes for the 2025 season. There's just one notable rookie, guys, that has not changed his number. Notable rookie. Shamar James is 50. Ajani Cornelius, he kept his number. Toya is 93. Mafa's 37. Aking Besote, he's off the team. But Shavon Ravel changed his number. Jaden Blue changed his number. Tyler Booker, he's still number 52. Donovan Escorazu, he said, I'm going to keep number 41 on me. So Donovan Escorazu officially has chosen to keep his number 41 jersey number. Good for him. And see what happens from that. But I do want to make something clear here, guys. Any additional changes to jersey numbers will have to take place prior to the game this Thursday in a day and a half. So if Ezuraku wants to change his number, it's got to have to be before this Eagle game, or else he has to wear it the entire season. There's no changing in mid-year, nothing like that. Should he decide to move out number 41 and go in another jersey, he's locked into that jersey for the rest of the year. And if you don't change it before Thursday, Escurazu is locked into number 41 for the entire 2025 season. Excuse me. So now that we're at the end of the show here, and I think we're going to come close to not making it tonight, guys. I do apologize for those that almost got to the end, almost got to the raffle bonuses here. I think we were 9 away, unless there's like a flurry of them right now. John Luna's holding it down with 29 points up there. Unless there's a flurry, it ain't happening. But I do appreciate everybody hanging in there. You're wondering why the screen looks a little different, the colorations and all that stuff. Guys, my computer broke. I'm sorry. Yes, it had an issue with the hard drive, so I'm using a backup computer, and I had to like make a whole bunch. I had to work on this like for like 3 hours before the stream just so I can get it to look like this again. So I hope it looks good enough. I hope I did a good enough job. Mr. Batten said Izzy's better than both Booth. I agree. He's better than Booth by sure, for sure. Zion Childress still, to me, unproven. Yeah, I know Booth is not here anymore, though, Azteca. He's gone, but we cut Izzy and never brought him back, which is crazy to me. Hall for Zion Childress. Yeah, Zion Childress is better than Hall. That's the thing. I agree there with you. 53 is James Houston. Yeah, he stays with Houston. He stays with that. Matt said he likes that. Reddy's a great pickup. He likes him. Turquoise Bridges there. Azteca also. Solid pickup. Zion is a practice squad now, though. Remember that, guys. So... arms are really long, yeah, Scorpio. So, again, as we roll this thing to a close, let's get to this fucking game against the Eagles. Fuck Philly. Fuck the Eagles. As I always say, cry, Eagles, cry. On the road to Missouri. Fuck you. But they did win the Super Bowl. We do open the season against them. And, you know, they're going to have their banner ceremony right in front of the Cowboy team. CeeDee Lamb was asked about it. You guys might have seen the 20,000 people that seen my short that I posted today of CeeDee's response of saying, hey, you know what? I want to be out there and watch. I want to see this ceremony. And they asked him, why do you want to see it? He goes, motivation. Motivation. You know, I'm not saying you have to do it. You know, motivation, it should not be something that, you know, you have to, like, find in your worst enemy winning, but whatever it takes. I like the outlook on that. So now when it comes to this fucking Eagle game, this fucking Eagle team, this Super Bowl champ, I can't believe I'm saying Super Bowl champion Eagles. Damn you, LT. I know he's out there watching. Let's look at some of the injuries for the Cowboys. We know the guys that are injured. Maffa is injured for 4 weeks, and Savin Ravel's gone for 4 weeks. These guys, we know they're gone. But what about Trayvon Diggs, Tyler Guyton, a couple other guys? So I'm going to say it like this. Looking at the injury report, guys, for yesterday, looking at the injury report for today, this is basically like the Thursday one. Tomorrow is the Friday injury report, which usually is a walkthrough. So don't read too much into that, although they will say who's definitely in, who's definitely out. I got the 4 injuries right now we got. And I'm going to tell you my opinion. The next time you see us, we'll know the answers already. But we're not going live tomorrow, so not here. So, you know, I'm going to leave you with my best guess here. And on Thursday for the game, we'll know everything already. But good sign, going off the last 2 days of the 3 injury report days. Good sign for Trayvon Diggs. Good sign for starting left tackle Tyler Guyton. And even a good sign for our third-string tight end, Brevin Spanford. All 3 guys were full participants in practice, not just Wednesday when it's tough, but Thursday when it's really tough. Thursday is a tougher day of practice. I say Thursday. It's the second practice day. Wednesday is the first practice day. Thursday, again, we're on a different schedule because we play on Thursday. So you got to go back a couple days and, you know, find out which is your Wednesday and Thursday. Your first practice day is your Wednesday day, basically, in my mind. And it's kind of acclimating. The Thursday practice, which would be the equivalent to today's practice, that's the hard one. That's the one that really tests you. And then the next practice is usually a Friday practice, or it will be our tomorrow practice. That's usually a walkthrough. They take it easy before a quickie on Saturday, and then they get in the plane and fly out on Sunday. In this case, you know, Tuesday will be the last practice day. We'll know who's in and out. Wednesday is kind of a quickie day, and they fly out to Philly. Thursday night, game night. Let's go. So anyways, good news for Trayvon Diggs, guys. He was full practice with that knee. We didn't know he was going to be ready. He said, he might not be ready till like the middle of September. But he was full practice on Monday, full practice on Tuesday. Tyler Guyton with the knee was a big question mark for this game. But he's also full practice on Monday, full practice on Tuesday. Brevin Spanford, who got injured in preseason and in training camp with an ankle tweak, he was full practice on Monday and full practice again today on Tuesday. So if all three guys have a full practice tomorrow, I think Brevin Spanford plays. I'm still not sure about Tyler Guyton or Trayvon Diggs. I'm going to be honest. I think they're going to hold both guys out of this game. That's my opinion. They're going to go with Nate Thomas, the left tackle. And they're going to have to shuffle around Kaiir Elam, DaRon Bland, and, one of those two guys, Reddy Stewart or Traquise Bridges, to jump in there at the cornerback, nickel cornerback spot. We'll have to wait and see how this goes. Without Trayvon Diggs, it's a bigger issue. I think Tyler Guyton, we can handle that for now, for one game. The only other guy on this list, and we have to probably miss this game, it's the guy you were asking about, is Perion Winfrey, undrafted, who really beat out everybody, or I believe he kind of beat out everybody around him, including Mozzie. But Winfrey got injured, unfortunately, on Monday. He tweaked his back. He had to be helped off the field by trainers. He could not walk off the field. It wasn't like a cart situation. It was just a lower back injury. Could not get off the field properly. He had to get helped off by trainers. Did not practice at all on Monday. Did not practice at all on Tuesday. Not a good sign for him to play his first game in the NFL on Thursday. But again, I'm going to reiterate from today, Tyler Guyton, Trayvon Diggs are, quote, trending in the right direction to play on Thursday night. This is according to their head coach, Brian Schottenheimer. Shotty, you better not be blowing shoddy smoke up our ass. Also, Trayvon Diggs himself. Trayvon Diggs, even him, Trayvon Diggs today said that it's a 75 to 80% chance of him playing in that Thursday night football game against the fucking Eagles. So there you go, guys. That's the situation currently at hand. Trayvon Diggs, maybe. We gotta see what happens with guys like Tyler Guyton, who I don't really know if I have that much faith in even that much right now. We have rookies on that defensive on the line there. Tyler Booker on the offensive line. Can he do the thing that's needed against a very good Eagles offensive line? We're gonna see it. But when it comes to the Eagles, there's always a couple of things to be positive about when you talk about the piece of shit fucking fuck you Eagles. There's always a couple of good things. Dak Prescott, 9-4 against the Eagles in his career. In fact, as the starting quarterback for the Cowboys, Dak Prescott has helped the Cowboys win 4 of the last 5 meetings between the Cowboys and Eagles when he was healthy and he played. So, again, Dak always seems to own the NFC East, Commanders, the Giants, and the Eagles. So, I guess it's a positive, but I don't think just because Dak is there, we're going to do better against the Eagles. I think it's a team thing. It's not just on Dak, or it's not just on this guy. It's the team situation. And a lot of that has to do with coaching. So this week 1, what are some matchups to watch and some keys to winning this game? Now on defense, our defense, guys, with no Micah, I want to see how Kenny Clark plays, but what does this open up? Think about it for a second, guys. What does this open up with no Micah? We got to see how our pass rush is. And we're going up against some of the, one of the best offensive lines in the NFL with the Eagles. I see you there, Meatball Ron. So it's going to be Sam Williams, number 54. Who's now stepping up and starting, along with Dante Fowler, number 13, on each side. And they have to apply pressure against left tackle Jordan Mailata and right tackle Lane Johnson. Solid, a Hall of Famer. So those are some. Remember, Lane Johnson hated to go against DeMarcus Lawrence. He hated going against Micah Parsons. He don't have to do either of them now. So that's going to be an interesting matchup there. We have to get some kind of. Listen, we got to stop the run. Kenny Clark and the linebackers, they got to help stop the run. We don't do that, the game's over. If we don't slow down, at least slow down the run. But when we make the Eagles pass, Jalen Hurts pass, we got to get pressure. And Sam Williams and Dante Fowler and this defensive pass rush that I've been talking about for almost 3 hours on here, we have to get them at the quarterback. We have to disrupt the play. So it's going to be major. Sam Williams gets in there, especially after this trade of Micah Parsons. Sam Williams now is someone to keep an eye on for the Cowboys. You know, he averaged, 4 sacks in his first 2 seasons, in a very limited role in Dallas before he sat out all last year when he unfortunately had that season-ending injury and tore both his knees. But now he's going to be a full-time starter. Now his sack total better go from 2-2 to 8-12, in my opinion. So now as a full-time guy, the Cowboys moved him around in training camp. So we're going to see which side he plays most of the game. But he can play on both the left or right side, Sam Williams, which should make things a little more difficult for the offensive linemen, the left and right tackles of the Eagles. The key is, can he get the better? Sam Williams, number 54, can he get the better of Jordan Mailata or of Lane Johnson? These are 2 of the better tackles in the NFL. If he can do that in a consistent way against the Eagles in this Week 1 game, he himself will be looked upon by other teams as kind of a mini force to be reckoned with off the edge. And at the same time, that would be a big, a help with what the Cowboys have to deal with, not having Micah Parsons on that field. So, yeah, that to me is obviously a major piece of this puzzle here. Let me see here. Yeah, the edge rushers got to do their jobs. No worries there, said Matt Bann. Skeptical. The point on the goal is for Jersey. Anybody who gets in the hits the goal on the day that, let's say we hit the 20, or this I guess is 9. We need 9 more. If we hit 9 more, everybody who hit it, anybody who gifted the name of a person or whatever it may be, gets in a raffle. That gives you a chance to get into the Sewn and Stitch jersey raffle that we do every quarter, but now probably every month or so. We'll see what happens. There you go. Scorpio's got us. Yeah, again, check it out. You can check out what the goal is. YouTube takes a lot of this. I'm just doing it for like a kind of a fun thing that we can hit and then give other people chances to win jerseys. Even if the time runs out, if we get 9 more $5 hits and higher in the next 10 minutes, which is probably what we got left in the show, everybody on the list is involved in the raffle to get into the big raffle. So that's the way that kind of goes there. Yeah, Elijah Clark, Reddy's a great player. Arms longer than, yep. Hey, listen, a lot of great stuff from you guys in here. I do appreciate your input and your thoughts on our. I am reading and scanning through these here right now, so big shout outs to you all. Let me actually. You know what? I appreciate that, Scorpio. We're gonna take that blown out pussy. Where is blown out pussy? I want to hide them if possible, because on this channel we don't do that. And let me see if I can find them here. Sometimes we can. Sometimes we can. Here it is. Let's hide the user on this channel. There you go. No more problems there. It is, and we're 2 hours and 9 minutes in this stream. Shit, I didn't know I was gonna even go this long. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was gonna be like an hour and a half. We're chilling, talk about some Cowboy stuff, get it all. I got two last things to really focus on when it comes to keys to victory. But I do think Sam Williams, Dante Fowler getting some pressure on the Eagles is gonna be major. Of course, none of this matters if we cannot stop the run. We gotta stop the run, guys. And again, that's a whole different question there. Now. The other issue I think it comes to keys to victory in my mind, a lot of it has to come down to our cornerback situation. The cornerback situation, guys, is scary when you have no Trayvon Diggs in there. So that's the thing for me. No Trayvon Diggs means we're going to be struggling here at the cornerback spot. So we have to stop the run. We got to get pressure to force bad passes or quicker passes against a broken kind of secondary we have. It's going to be tough against Super Bowl champion Eagles and Jalen Hurts. But that's the one chance. That's the only thing. That's just the way it has to be, guys. We got to stop the run, and Jalen Hurts running and the running backs run. We got to stop the run. Saquon Barkley. They got a damn good offensive line. They got A.J. Brown, a damn good receiver. They got a damn good team. They're a Super Bowl team. They ain't good for. They're a division rival. We've handled them most of the time. This is a great litmus test for the Cowboys. But I'm going to be honest. On our defense, without Micah, without Trayvon Diggs possibly, the Eagles are going to be able to move that ball down the field. If we can stop the run or slow down the run, keeps us in the game on defense. What about offense? Let's finish up on offense here. Our offense, we got to look at a couple things. We're going to start with the offensive line. Because the offensive line is what's going to make us, give us the ability to run the fucking ball. And the Eagles have a damn good defense. But if we can establish some sort of running game or some kind of consistency in the running game, I don't care if we use Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, or Jaden Blue. We need to establish consistency in the run game to not force our defense back in the field so quickly and to control that top. T-O-P, time of possession. We control that. We control the feel of the game. We control the style of the game, and we have control. We have a chance. That's all I want is a chance. So that starts with, again, Tyler Guyton. Not sure if he's going to play or not. If you don't play, Nate Thomas. Good luck. It's going to be tough. He's going to go up against real tough defensive line players on the Eagles. So that's an issue right there. Listen, I'm great with Cooper Beebe in the middle. I think that, although I have fears with Terrence Steele, I think he'll be all right over there. I love Tyler Smith at left guard. I mean, no Eagle's going to dominate him. But the one matchup on the offensive line that I have to kind of keep a closer look upon is our first-round pick at right guard, rookie Tyler Booker from Alabama. As you can see, a 12th pick of the draft. Tyler Booker, guys, he's going to go up against, not just about how he plays as a rookie. He's looked really good. I uploaded some videos on him. He looks really good in the preseason games he played. He's just mauling over guys. We need to see this against the Eagles, and he's going to have a hard task, guys. He's going up against defensive tackle Jalen Carter, who just tore shit up last year. He's gonna have to give us immediate impact in this first week 1 game. So again, almost immediately after he was drafted, he knew the matchup. This matchup against the Eagles was announced, and again, this was something everybody's watching. You know what I'm saying, guys? I mean, I think they're both, former Alabama guys, aren't they? Or Jalen Carter, was he Georgia? Either way, these guys are going to go up against each other in the Eagles and Cowboy battle. Expectations are very high for our first-round pick, Tyler Booker. Very high for him. I already told you I've seen some video of him on preseason looking really good. And now he's taking over and filling the shoes of Zach Martin, which is obviously huge Hall of Fame shoes he's filling in there. So he's going to have to hit the ground running. He's going to have to come out of the blocks here as a rookie in this first game in front of the world against one of the best young and up-and-coming defensive tackles in the entire NFL to open up his rookie season. And yes, Jalen Carter is that guy. Already both guys have talked trash to each other. They've exchanged a couple of heated words with each other. And this head-to-head matchup between both Tyler Booker and Jalen Carter shaping up, that's going to develop into a bitter rivalry, not just because of their rivalry, but also Cowboys-Eagles. You know what I mean? So this is going to be entertainment. This is going to be fun. And I just hope that Tyler Booker, again, listen, Jalen Carter is great, but he's still young as well. Let's see how this Tyler Booker right guard versus Jalen Carter in the middle there, as a 3-tech. Let's see how this thing plays out. That's going to be one of the main keys. If Tyler Booker get some consistency, not win every time, but some consistency against Jalen Carter, there's a chance that we can run the ball. And there's a chance then we control the game a little bit more. It's going to be interesting to see this battle going on inside on the offensive line. It's going to open up the run game, but it also would help us in the passing game, right? Throwing the ball. We got Dak out there, right? We got Dak throwing the ball. Of course, the man who's out there for motivation, CeeDee Lamb, he knows. And don't forget our newest number 3 right now, Miss George Pickens, baby. He is out there, and we're going to see him wearing number 3. And I want to see, it's really about our passing game. Dak, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. How is this going to look? How are we going to be able to work the Eagles' cornerbacks? So, to me, I'm looking at George Pickens in this one. He's making his NFL debut with the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday. Something that every Cowboy fan has just been dying to see since the moment we traded for him. His addition to the Dallas Cowboy offense is expected to make the Cowboys into an entirely different passing offense and take it to another level. That's the expectation. With getting Pickens in the mix, you're taking pressure off of guys, superstars like CeeDee Lamb. You got an extra eyeball on Pickens. CeeDee Lamb's going to win his matchup, baby. You know it. So, not only does Pickens open up the matchups for CeeDee Lamb, he opens up Jaden Blue out the backfield. Feel me? The running back. Or Miles Sanders or Javonte Williams. Opens up Kevontae Turpin. Do some stuff out the backfield. You can even get it to your tight end, Jake Ferguson, right? So, there's a lot of options for the Cowboys. Go to speedy Kevontae Turpin. Why not? Take the top off. Guys, the Cowboys can do a lot just by adding this George Pickens player into the mix. He's taller than CeeDee Lamb. He's more physical than CeeDee Lamb. So they're going to have to watch him. And as they're watching him, CeeDee's getting him on a big gain. And as they're watching CeeDee and George Pickens, Kevontae Turpin over the top for a big touchdown, for a big play. They got to dump it down to the running back, Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, or Jaden Blue gets a dump down and gets a nice 8-10 yard run. That's what we're talking about here. That's what we're talking about. Even Jake Ferguson, hey, touchdown, boom. Because you're watching everybody else. That is the goal. But I said this to you guys before. Guys like Tyler Smith, who's a monster on the offensive line. Guys like Tyler Booker, who's going to have to come up big, and Cooper Beebe, and maybe Tyler Guyton if he plays, and Terrence Steele. These guys have to block. If they can get some blocking consistency going, we get a little run game going. The passing game should be there with Pickens opening up everything for everybody. And I think that's where we can maybe not just stay in the game, but have a chance to win the game. So again, the addition to the offense is going to make everybody better. It's going to give other opportunities to other people. It's going to take pressure off of CeeDee Lamb to have to do everything. And the same goes to the running game. And actually, having Pickens and having all these weapons actually should have you have a better chance to run the goddamn ball. Open up the running game a little bit. You know what I mean? So, this again, you can stretch the field vertically with someone like Kevontae Turpin. You can run the ball a little easier. When you have Pickens and CeeDee Lamb out there, there's a lot of weapons. And that's where you see the Eagles. The guy I would look at to pick on is second-year player, cornerback Quinyon Mitchell. If Quinyon Mitchell gets some, he's going to have to cover the slot. The Cowboys will probably move CeeDee Lamb a lot into the slot. With CeeDee Lamb in the slot, forcing the matchup of nickel cornerback Quinyon Mitchell against CeeDee Lamb in the slot. If that occurs, and I'm telling you, Quinyon Mitchell is still an up-and-coming cornerback, so he's not like a slouch. But if he has to be moved in and watch CeeDee Lamb, I say that's where you look at Pickens. On the outside, he's a nightmare. It's proven with the Steelers. He's a nightmare to contain on the outside in one-on-one coverage. And that's the key there. So you got CeeDee Lamb in the slot. Now you're forcing Pickens by himself on the outside. You even get, if you got Turpin on the other side, who do you cover? You can't cover them all. You got to allow some one-on-ones. And Pickens, you got one-on-one with CeeDee Lamb. There's things you can do. You got one-on-one with Kevontae Turpin. There's things you can do. But when you have a one-on-one with someone like George Pickens, throw it up in the air, Dak. It ain't that. I can do it. It ain't that hard. Throw it up in the air. George Pickens coming down with it. Huge radius, huge player, physical, knows how to shield the defender with his body. George Pickens, throw it up to him. He'll make the play. And, and CeeDee Lamb, you get him in stride. He's going to make the big play. Turpin uses speed, deep, boom. But you got to use your guys right. Jaden Blue, dump him down. You got, Ferguson in the red zone or short yard, first down, touchdown. But George Pickens will open everything up, and he's a physical first down kind of receiver right there, and he can kill you deep as well. So to me, mismatching this stuff here with CeeDee Lamb in the slot, forcing another outside one-on-one matchup with George Pickens against one of the Eagle cornerbacks, it's a no-brainer to me. It'd be a bigger win for the Cowboys to be able to run that kind of game than anything else. I think they can plan right now against the Eagles. So it's going to be tough, guys. I'm not saying it's not going to be tough. It's going to be fucking hard against the Eagles. But it's not. They're not unbeatable. And even though we lost Micah and everyone's doubting us, this is the best chance for the Cowboys to win a game. You know why? Because they don't expect us, guys. This is the best time. We have nothing to lose. So the fact that they think we're going to get our asses handed to us because we lost Micah Parsons, you know, we might get our asses handed to us, but I don't think it'll be because of Micah Parsons. I think it'll be because of other things. Maybe the way the ownership does their shit on here. It's just never been good, never has been good, and never will be good when it comes to Jerry Jones and his front office. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to jump the fuck out of here and say goodnight, guys, because it's about that time. I know it's 3 in the morning here on the East Coast, and I'm calling it a night. We did not hit the thing. I'm trying to see, was I able to hit at least close enough to it? Let me see here. Oh, shit. Well, there you go. Marco Sepien there. Dropping one. We might have actually came close enough. Let me just see here. We're getting close here, Mark. 8 more would do it. I don't think we have time, though, brother. Marco Sepien, man. Let me see what the man said as we're finishing this thing up. Mark said, JJ could have nabbed a number 2 and Henderson at the end of round 1 trade. Instead, we get a guard. Henderson plus a number 2 is greater than that guard. Clown show. 1,000% agree. You know how I feel about this. I mean, without question, in my mind, the Cowboys had a chance there, and I could go back in this. I talk about Trayshawn Henderson, and there was just like a Trayvon Henderson. That was just like Mark and I on the same page on this. We wanted this so bad. Like, we wanted to get Trayvon Henderson on this team. Could have put him as a returner, as a 3-down running back. If we had traded back in the first round, just skip out on Booker. Grab another solid offensive lineman, and that second round, you know, with one of our second round picks, and the other second round, you know, with the early second round pick, you grab Henderson. Cowboys fucked the pooch on that one. It's horrible. So that was a really big loss, and the fact that Henderson is doing so good with the Patriots right now, it hurts my balls even more. It's like someone kicked me right in the nuts. So let me see. Technically, I guess, yeah, I know we're not going to hit it, but if we had 3 drops in a row of 5 or higher right now, if we had 3 in a row, I would give it, because I think that Skeptical Fan did gift 5 memberships, and I'll count those 5 on top of it, and that would make it, we're 3 away from hitting the goal. So you guys want to hit the goal? I'm gonna you know, just kind of give my little outro here. You guys have a chance to hit the goal with 3 more $5 drops in the Super Chat or higher. That's not up to me. It's up to you. I'm trying to make it so that we can finish up the quarter with the most amount of people to get a chance to get a raffle entry and get a chance. Again, like I said, I'll show you guys what it is that we're playing for here. There'll be 4 names picked out and 4 names added to the jersey raffle right here, which I'm trying to get it done for the game day. We'll see. Maybe at halftime, we'll pick the 4 names out. And then towards the end of the game, we'll pick the winner. But right now, we have 3 star members in there. Skeptical Fan, Aussie, and John Luna. They got an entry each. And the sponsor of the quarter is Marco Sepien from last sponsor. So he also gets an entry. That's 4 entries. We're going to pick 4 more names from hitting the goal. Anybody who's hit that goal, anybody who puts in the raffle there, and those 4 names, it'll be 4 different names, will be put into this raffle. We'll probably have a total of 8. You have a 1 out of 8 chance probably to win one of these sewn and stitched jerseys of any team. It's funny. There's Jordan Blue at 34, or I'm sorry, Jaden Blue at 34, but he's actually now number 23, which we have as well. So there's Overshown 0. There's a lot of numbers we have here, a lot of choices. Basically, any player we can get you. Brandon Aubrey, we can get you if you want. So a lot of choices, a lot of options, and again, if someone joins the over everything level before Thursday, they're in it. They get 2 raffle entries. But star level is 1 raffle entry. Over everything is 2 raffle entries automatically. The quarterly winner was Marco Sepien, so he gets an entry. That's 4 currently, and then for the last 3 months of I think we hit the goal 3 or 4 times. Tonight would be the 4th or 5th time. If we hit the goal, those names get put into the raffle, and then we will just pick 4 new names and throw them into this raffle. Now it could be Markov Stepien or John Luna. It could be a repeat. It just can't repeat from the 4 names I pick from hitting the goal. So, anyways, that's about it there. I don't think anybody's gonna hit the goal. Although John Luna is 24 points away. He's still hanging on. And that's, guys, remember, that's a Houston Texans fan. Love the guy, but we're not gonna rep Cowboys here for week 1, game 1 against the Eagles on Thursday. I hope that changes before we kick off. No offense to John Luna, you're great, brother, but it's more about are we gonna have a Cowboy representation up there? Or are we gonna have the Houston Texans represented? I don't know. Here, we always rep that star. You know how to do it. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you. Star level getting your raffle for Thursday night. That is true. Star level gets a 1 entry over everything you get on the show, on the over everything, and you get 2 raffle entries. So you never know. We have some fun with this thing. You know we do. We have a little fun, have a little football, little family time, and then reaction time. Yeah, the damn reactions to the game. It's going to be, I hope it's going to be fun. But let's just say, we can go into some more score prediction stuff. I know the wife's not here. We'll probably give a score prediction or some thoughts pre-game on Thursday. We'll definitely be going a little earlier than we usually do. But I will say this. I want to see the Cowboys keep it close. And I think the Cowboys can probably, if we win this game, if we win it, it'd probably be like a 24-23 Cowboys pull it out with a Brandon Aubrey 70-yard field goal. You know what I mean? But the reality, the Cowboys will probably lose this game. And if we lose this game, I'm hoping they keep it close. But I think if we lose, we probably allow about 31 points. Probably like 31-20, 31-21, 31-23, 31-24, 31-27. But I think it's going to be 31-20-something for us if we lose this game. If we win, got to keep the Eagles under 30. Got to keep them to like the 23, 27. That means we got to get 28 points. We keep them at 23, we got to get 24 points. So that's it. That's where we're hanging on, guys. We're hanging on. So we'll see what happens. But we will be, the wife and I will be back on here shortly, guys, in less than 36 hours or so. Maybe 46 hours. No, yeah, about maybe not 46, maybe about 45 hours. We'll be back right here on My Cowboys Family. Cameras on, lights, camera, action, and giving you our reaction for Week 1 NFL season 2025 of our Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football. So stay tuned. It's coming. It's coming, guys, and we'll see who's going to be entered into this raffle. We're going to see who wins one of these jerseys. Shout outs to everybody who's been with us from the beginning and dropped the love through all those different ways. Shout out to the man, John Luna, who's the sponsor of the quarter. He's also 24 points in the Stream Boss. He's also the gifting champion. Shout outs to John Luna, Motor City Maniac. Shout outs to the man claiming the Cash App crown, Motor City Maniac, representing the Detroit Lions. Now, there's no leader in the Cash App. We do have a leader on the overall board. And his name is Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Much love to him. He's also leading on the membership gifting board. So maybe a new takeover. Shout out to the man they call Skeptical Fan. Thank you all. Appreciate you all. You cannot do this without your love and support. Yes. Hey, Matt Batten. If you wanted a jersey, you know how to reach us. MyCowboysFamily at gmail.com. And we'll get you the jersey you want. If you want a Houston jersey, a James Houston jersey, let us know. I got them for you, bro. Let us know the style. Let us know if you want the icy whites, the alternate ones, the all white jersey. We have the home jersey, the home white jersey. We got the road jerseys. So we got a whole lot of different kinds. We'll get you number 53 Houston for the Cowboys. You don't have to win. You can just order it from us. Of course, a little more expensive sometimes that way. But we'll get it for you sewn and stitched just the way you like it. So, great quality, great stuff. We have about 40 different jerseys. 40 jerseys. So now I got to throw away 2 of them because it's they're fucking Micah Parsons. So what are you going to do? Let me go through these last comments here, and then we're going to call it a night here, guys. 3 away from hitting the goal. 3 $5 hollers from hitting the goal. But I tried to keep filibustering for you guys. Shout out to Matt Batten, Scorpio, Beetlejuice in the house with us here. Azteca Aguilar representing it here. Meatball Ron, Ezuraku, hell yeah. True Cowboy, fuck Philly Week, you know it. Scorpio, Matt Batten, Meatball Ron. We own the East, but we just don't own playoffs. Super Bowl wins in the last bunch of years. Scorpio, thank you, brother. Even with your picture there, which is tricky. Matt Batten, Meatball Ron, Scorpio. Mark Hovsepian in the house. Thank you. Also, those that dropped the love from above. Mark Hovsepian. Calvin Richard. John Luna. Skeptical fan ripping it up. Also, Darren Posey in the house. A. Lavelle. Shout outs to those that also were in the house tonight. Who is this? Azteca Aguilar. Skeptical fan. Who is this? Meatball Ron. Kenzie Bands. Thank you all. Kenzie also dropping the love. I forgot about that. Kenzie also dropped a little love in the house. Thank you. And hey guys, we'll be back here in less than 2 days. Thursday night, ready for some football. You know, with just some family and friends. Maybe we'll have 20 or 30 of you guys chilling with us. We'll make the best of it. Nothing to lose. Just the game, I guess. But nothing to lose as far as expectations. We're expected to lose this game. Let them keep thinking we suck. And then let's see what happens when this shit hits the fan. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Thank you for joining me here. And my wife in spirit. We back again live and in person. Cameras on, lights on, action on, reactions going down for the 9th season of My Cowboys Family and our Dallas Cowboy football reactions. Damn, it was like yesterday. It was like yesterday. I'm telling you. See you Thursday night, everybody. Take care. Can't do this without you all. And as always, you know why we do this here on MCF. You know why we do this here on My Cowboys Family. It's about that navy blue, that silver too, and that beautiful and wonderful star over everything. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here on this channel, we're always repping that star over everything. Over everything, damn it. You know it. So, for over 8 years here on YouTube on My Cowboys Family, and now entering our 9th regular season of doing these reaction streams and live streams. Guys, can't do it without you all and all the love and support you guys have given us. So no matter what, remember here at My Cowboys Family, remember the number one thing here now and forever, as always, Go Cowboys! Woo! Let's go, baby. Sometime soon, get me that 6 and beyond. That's 6 Super Bowl and beyond. It seems very far away right now. But you guys in the chat, thank you for dropping, staying in here. 12, 17, 30 people in the house we had, and it fluctuated. And those watching the replay, drop some comments, hit the likes and all that good stuff. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be dropping a bunch of shorts all the time. We do a couple of these live streams a week with the reaction. And we just do the family thing. Keeps rolling. My Cowboys Family here with you guys. Appreciate you all. Can't do this without you all in the chat. Can't do this without you all dropping the love and the support from above. Kenzie Bands, Calvin Richard, Mark Hovsepian, John Luna, Skeptical Fan, Darren Posey, A. Lavelle. Thank you all. And on that note, and again, big shout outs to John Luna on all the boards, basically gifting. He's the champion, the sponsor of the quarter, and currently 24 points in the stream boss. But big shout outs to Skeptical Fan, who's currently the overall leader and the gifting membership leader. With nobody in the lead in the Cash App but Motor City. He's running things for this month/quarter on the Cash App side. So thank you guys on that. Thank you all in the chat. Thank you all. Drop the love. And before we can drop out and clock out of here and get ready for Game 1, Week 1 against the fucking Eagles for our Dallas Cowboys. Remember, guys, before we can officially drop out of here for the night, we got to drop the beat. Oh, yeah. And that beat now officially been dropped. I can never do it as well as my wife can, but I tried. Guys, thank you again. Hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell on to all videos, and hit me up right here, 8 p.m. Eastern, Thursday night, for some Thursday night football starting week 1 for our Dallas Cowboys against the fuck you Philadelphia Eagles. We'll see what happens. You guys could be anywhere in the world, any YouTube channel you want. As old A. Hamilton used to say, R.I.P. to him. You can be anywhere, watching anything, but you're here with us on MCF, My Cowboys Family, for another Cowboys chat. Fire Jerry Jones, I wish. Got Micah traded, got Bland signed, got Kenny Clark in the house. Let's see what he's going to do. But Jerry Jones, he's always the clown show, always. And of course, look at the bottom left. Bland wants some of that Eagle meat. Let's kick the fuck out of the Eagles and fuck Philly. Literally. Beat Philly. Shit on Philly. Kill Philly. And always go Cowboys. Here in MCF, it's about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything. Never ever forget the #1 thing right here, My Cowboys Family. You guys who keep it rocking and rolling all day and night, thank you all. Hit that like button for the stream, hit subscribe for the channel, hit that notification bell, and make sure it's on to all videos so you know when we're going live, and it will be for game days, you know it, and throughout the week once or twice. So make sure you do that, guys. Follow us on Discord, follow us on Twitter and all social media at My Cowboys Family. If you're watching this on the replay, comment down below. But make sure you do 2 things. Stay safe. I mean, see you back here on Thursday night for some Cowboy football. Start off the 2025 season. Oh yeah, and the last thing, never ever forget it. Go Cowboys!